All right, happy. What is this? Tuesday, Wednesday? I don't know what the hell today is. I think it's Tuesday. Anyway, glad to see everyone. Glad you're here this morning. So today we're going to talk about Tim Pool's video he did. I thought was really good. Talking about whether or not MAGA's dead or not. Right? Is this movement that we're all kind of a part of to get Donald Trump elected? Was this? Is it still alive, right? Is this thing is happening today? There's a lot of fracturing between boomers and neocons and Gen X influencers and women and men. And it's like everybody seems to kind of have their own little piece of MAGA, but is the entire movement dead, right? Has Trump hijacked MAGA, just kind of tried to call it whatever he wants when most of us were actually kind of believed in the tenets of what MAGA is. And like, what is MAGA? Like, I kind of want to go over this because I don't think people remember what the platform was that we all voted for. We were voting for Donald Trump, right? And it's Tim Pool on base. Tim Pool talked about a lot of things in this video, and I want to go over several things he was talking about. He was talking about the fact that we don't have kids, right? I've talked about that in the past. He's talking about things like the mass deportations didn't happen, right? He's talked about the tariffs didn't really happen. He's talked about Congress isn't doing what it's supposed to do, and because of all these things, a little bit of this and a little bit of that and all these little tiny things have actually contributed to the downfall of MAGA, right? The movement that we coalesced around Donald Trump, and we were going to use him to be our vessel to bring the resources, the blood, the treasure, everything back to America, and that we're going to focus on American problems and work on American issues and help the American people. Because truth is, there's a lot of problems here. Like, there's a lot of things we got to work on in this country, and if we don't start putting the emphasis back on working on America, like, we're in deep trouble, So this war is clearly a massive distraction, and it's an attempt to help the country of Israel, for which everyone in our government is paid, and to help them create their greater Israel project. And it's the last chance they're going to get to do it, because the truth is we looked at demographics the other day about who's voting nowadays, and truth is that younger people are starting to become the large voting base, right? Boomers are only 20% of the voter base now, and so this neocon, like, America goes and controls the rest of the world, and America kicks in the door and tells everyone what to do, and you're going to do it the way we do it because we're the best. Those days are fast moving on, right? So I think that's what Tim Pool's talking about here. I want to talk about a lot of that stuff because it's important that we all kind of keep aware of what this war is about and why we're fighting it, right? Why does the rest of the world not support this war? It's only America and Israel. And the truth is because everybody sees that this war is a massive clusterfuck. Like, we all see that, again, when Trump says, oh my God, NATO needs to come over and help, it's like, no, you were supposed to negotiate with NATO before you went to war with Iran, But again, anyone that had a real plan would have known this, but again, Trump's just shooting from the hip, and he just expects that he can just go over and snatch leaders, he can fight whoever he wants, and he can bully the world. And again, as an American, a guy who loves it when people want to come over here and fuck around and find out, I'm happy to go over to other countries and crush them, but you got to come here. You got to give us a real reason. And Trump just thinks that he can make the world the way that he wants to make it, and that we're all just going to go along with it. And it ain't happening, So anyway, that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about Tim Pool. He's also saying that a lot of us are creating clickbait titles, right? He says that people that are MAGA influencers and people like that, they're just creating clickbait stuff to get people to watch their videos because they're losing influence, which I find funny because I think Tim Pool's own media empire is losing influence, So that in and of itself is kind of a clickbait type headline. The truth is that people are tired of watching produced videos. People are tired of Fox News. They're tired of CNN. They're tired of all these old people like Bill O'Reilly and these politicians like Lindsey Graham and Ted Cruz, all these old people that just don't know what's really going on in the world today and are unwilling to help the younger generations and help the underserved group of people in this country. They have zero interest. That's one of the reasons they brought the third world in here. They sent all the work to the third world because they didn't care about the average American. And so let's talk about it, right? So who are you? Why are you listening to me? So I do these shows every morning. We talk about kinds of politics. I like to read your guys' comments and give you guys a voice. And again, the only rule here is that you can't throw in dumb shit comments. Like, we got moderators in here who are just going to basically shut down all your BS comments. So put in a good comment. Let us know where I'm wrong. Let us know where I'm right. Go back and forth with each other. It's a great way to, again, start the day off, get a little bit of coffee going on, and get the old blood pressure going before we all have to go to work, right? So anyway, My name is Eric Wilkin. I own the Splendid Crow here in St. Louis, Missouri. We are a fine boutique furniture company. We have about 9 employees at this point, so I'm not just some guy working in my garage making YouTube videos. I actually got a factory. You know, I got real rent, I got real insurance, I got real problems. And we got a lot of people that rely on this company to sell furniture, to design good products, and then to deliver those products and keep our customers happy and keep them coming back, because that's how the economy really works. So this is my perspective, and this is why I think people listen to this stream, is because, again, you're getting a normie's point of view, you're getting a normie business owner's point of view. I'm not some talking head with a communications degree, you know, out of Yale. Like, I'm a normal dude. I didn't go to Columbia. I just worked hard and built something up, and that's my perspective. Okay, so let's get after it. I appreciate everyone being here this morning. So let's see who we got in here first thing right after that. We got Timberwolves products. Hey, I love your business content. Don't wait for more of that in the future. Yeah, I need to put more stuff out there, Timberwolf. The problem with making YouTube videos, like the long form ones that I used to make, is I used to make a lot of furniture videos and how to build all the furniture that I make. I teach people how to make furniture, but the truth is that content takes forever. It takes forever to build. And what most people don't understand is that the people on YouTube that put out this content, they are not real business owners. They're not real furniture makers. What they are is they're hobbyists that want to make content about furniture, right? Which, no shade on them. But I don't have the time to make 40, 50-hour videos, right, to show you guys how I build shit. I can talk on here for 2 hours a morning, and I get more watch hours doing this stuff than I do making any of my videos from years ago, right? So the math doesn't math on YouTube anymore. The content is going to live streams. That's why when I do my live stream content about making furniture, it's generally about how I'm building something in real time. It's generally how I'm working with metal in real time, you know? So it's very different platform than it used to be. During COVID, anyone could jump on YouTube, make a shit ton of money, and it was great. I make my money at my factory where we make real furniture. I don't make any money on YouTube. I just do this stuff because I like interacting with people and I like giving people a voice from someone who has a normal job and does a normal thing that, again, I think anyone can do if they want, you know. So, Timberwolf, I am putting together a group of people that just want to talk business, just want to talk furniture making, metalworking, stuff like that. I haven't done it yet, but it's on the horizon. So again, I appreciate the comment, dude. All right, Project PX6SN. Why did Joe Kent leave? Okay, we'll talk about Joe Kent. I can talk about that a little bit. I don't know a ton about that guy, but I do know that the reason that guy left is why a lot of us think we need to get out of this Middle East whole kerfluffle that we have over there. All right, Mikkel's in here. What's up, Woodsman? Good to see you, dude. Glad you're here again. Anyone that comes back and contributes to the discussion and throws more content out there for us to bat around, I really do appreciate it. If you guys are in the stream, hit the like button. Let's get this thing going this morning. People generally come in here around like 6:30 or so, you know. So here we go. So first thing I want to start off with, guys, is right when I got on X this morning, the first thing I saw was this frickin' Lindsey Graham guy going again. He's basically saying that we need to go over there and help Israel. You know, once we get Iran, guess what? Peace is going to break out of the Middle East. He's actually saying this shit. Like, this guy is a psycho. He actually thinks that we're going to conquer Iran, that the people are going to rise up and that they're going to want to, you know, be a part of the Middle East, you know, whatever economy, whatever you want to call it. There's going to be peace, there's going to be harmony. Israel's playing with Muslims, Muslims playing with Jews, and all these kind of things. And here's the rub, guys. Here's the reality. So I asked Grok this morning, and I said, hey, Grok, has there been any peace where America has gone in the Middle East, right? And the first thing Grok says to me is no. Everywhere we go in the Middle East, guys, there is absolutely no peace. There's no long-lasting new government. They don't greet us as liberators. And again, this is no shade on them. This is no shade on America. But at some point, you have to look at reality. And the truth is that the only reason we are over in the Middle East is to help Israel with its greater Israel project. And until we get right with that as a country, we're going to continue to spend billions of dollars a day in a place where none of us are ever going to go, where none of us give a shit about. We don't get oil from this region anymore, so there's no reason to spend a ton of resources protecting or conquering countries or doing any of that stuff, because again, I tell you guys all the time, America uses 20 million barrels of oil a day. We produce 13 of it ourselves right here in America, and we're getting ready to produce more, right? We get 50% of all the oil we import from Canada. The other 50% comes from the other 10% comes from Mexico, right? So we get 6% of our oil from the Middle East. So if you guys want to throw a number like an ROI on the investment in the Middle East, what's the number of lives or the number of dollars that we should be sending over there to get 6% of our oil, right? So I don't think it's what we're spending. I don't think that it's worth the juice isn't worth the squeeze in this case. And again, nobody that we have conquered or that we have been over there messing with has become a bastion of democracy, has made life better for its people, right? Because the plan isn't to make it better. The plan is to destabilize it, to help Israel with its greater Israel project. And again, I didn't used to be one of these people that believe this kind of stuff, but the more research I do, it just makes sense, right? There's no reason for a country. I don't want to get into the whole Israel, history. It's not relevant. Okay, so let's talk about. But I want to point that out. Lindsey Graham is crazy. This dude literally thinks that we're going to bring peace to the Middle East once we conquer Iran. You guys notice with these old fucking politicians, it's always one more war, right? Oh, you'll get your guys' benefits next year, right? Elect us one more time. We just got to get elected one more time, right? Oh, this is the last time we're going to do this. Every time we give these politicians any kind of power, and now, unfortunately, it's the president, we give these people this power, they run with it, and they do what it is that their donors want or that countries like Israel want. They never do what the people want. And we know they never do what we want because we got really popular bills in Congress right now. We got this thing called the SAVE Act, wildly popular, and you got a couple people that are pissed off because there's a ballot voting, there's a mail-in ballot initiative as a part of this, and these guys are pushing back because of that one thing, okay? Again, it has overwhelming support in America. Pass the fucking bill, okay? We got Nancy Mace's bill, right, where she's going to put out all the names of all the politicians that are using the sexual harassment slush fund that is being used to pay off sexual harassment claims in Congress, right? This is HR 1100. Okay, again, wild support for things like this. Again, we didn't get what we wanted out of the Epstein files. This is a version of the Epstein files. It's tied up in Congress right now. They will not pass this bill. They will not bring it to Congress because, again, it will embarrass them, right? So, again, wild support for stuff like that. The anti-stock trading acts, right? Again, there's been like 2 or 3 of them at this point that people have tried to pass. They've tried to bring to the floor. Mike Johnson kills them every single time. Again, everyone in America wants Congress to stop trading stocks except Congress. And guess what? It never comes to the floor. And while they say, oh God, call your congressperson, write them letters, get them on the phone, stop them on the street, okay? It does not work, guys, because again, all these things have wild support and you cannot get them to come to a vote in Congress because they know if it comes to a vote, they'll have to vote for it because it's so popular. Therefore, it never comes to vote, right? Things like the Epstein files. We know that Congress passed the Epstein Files Transparency Act November 19th, 2025. Congress was supposed to release, or the Department of Justice was supposed to release all the files November 19th or December 19th. They didn't do it, right? They waited until February. They released half of what was available. And they said that basically the rest of them are ongoing investigations and victims and protecting sources and methods. Okay, again, I call bullshit, but we'll see where that goes. So Congress isn't doing what it's supposed to do, and until the people actually have a mechanism to get done what it is they want to get done, we're not going to get anything for this country of whatever 350 million people. You guys are going to continue to pay your taxes, right? We'll continue to support countries and places that no American is ever going to go, that they don't have resources. Again, the state of Israel has nothing for America. Right. And again, if they had something, I could understand that. You know what we get from these guys? We get diamonds from them. And again, where does Israel get all of its diamonds? I don't think there's a ton of diamonds in Israel, but they certainly come from Israel, right? We get some pharmaceuticals from them, right? And then people like Lindsey Graham tell us, oh my God, we're fighting the terrorists over there, so we don't have to fight them here. Again, come at me, son. I don't see any terrorists. You guys see what's happening in TSA right now? Look what's going on there. Again, we're literally, all the airports are fucked up right now because we can't get people to go through the system because of this TSA thing that we've created, because of, oh my God, all the terrorists. Have you guys ever looked for Hezbollah outside your house, right? Has Al-Qaeda been, out by the trash can waiting for you to go to work, okay? I don't want to say it's a complete ruse, guys, but we have been fed a line of propaganda for 20, 25 years at this point, and it's time to open up our eyes, right? It's time to understand that, again, the shit that these politicians have been pushing for the last 25 years is literally intended to keep us all suppressed, not asking questions, and doing what we're told. And I'm here to tell you guys, it needs to stop. These Congress people are crazy. They're absolutely nuts. And again, it's open as can be right now. So anyway, that's Lindsey Graham. All right, let's talk about Tim Pool's thing, because I think it was a great video that he had there. And again, I don't know about you guys, I watch a lot of videos on YouTube. I don't watch cable news. I don't watch regular news. I watch old DVDs and YouTube, and that's basically it. I don't even go on, X is bought and paid for now. And we need to talk about Tim Pool's journalism as it pertains to X, because it's probably some of the best journalism I've ever seen in my life. All right, say hi to a few more people this morning. Again, appreciate everyone being here this morning. add to the comments and put your thoughts in here. If you guys know who Tim Pool is, his journalism history, let us know. One of the cool things about a guy like Tim Pool is that he has a manufacturing company, right? So he manufactures skateboards. And he talks about manufacturing skateboards in China versus manufacturing skateboards in America, and the differences in price, the differences in construction, the difference in the manufacturing methods, right? The different kinds of materials. And it's fascinating to listen to this guy. He also has a coffee company, right? So anyone that's interested in entrepreneurship, Tim Pool is actually a fantastic person to listen to and learn about, because again, the guy never graduated high school either, just like me. And he's figured out how to make something that, is really, important, I think, So, all right. Say hi to everyone. All right. What's up, Woodsman? Can you talk about bidets again? Yeah, I don't really want to talk about bidets. It's not something that I use, but again, my wife's from India, her family's from India, so they're around, man. So again, the Middle East people like them. People in Asia like them. They're quite popular around the world, but not real popular here in America, I don't know why, but it's whatever, man. Different cultures do different things. It's good. All right, FK round and find out, man. Great name. Okay, on here being a deranged libtard personally isn't good for your business. Okay, I know. This is the thing. Like everyone tells business owners, oh my God, don't you dare put your political beliefs out there, because it's going to alienate half your customer base. It's going to alienate the people that are going to buy your business. Again, I don't have to worry about that. Like I said, my business, my customers are 1-2% type. I mean, go on to the resplendentcrow.com if you guys want to see my furniture. And a lot of these people, once you start talking to them, you get to know them. They think a lot like we do. The media and the politicians want you guys to think that you need to just sit down, shut up, and here's how to do it. Do it the way we tell you to do it. I'm here to tell you guys, like, there's a different way to run a business. There's a different way to, there's a different class of business owners out there. We have thoughts, we're real people, and again, you can talk about this stuff. It's not the end of the world. I've had plenty of people that have bought furniture based on seeing these kind of videos, right? I've had plenty of people that have reached out to me for consultations and, want to talk business. And again, it all comes from YouTube, So, again, but I don't think that I'm a liberal. I think that I'm pretty Republican guy, but very disappointed with our president. So, but I appreciate your comment, dude. I like your name too. All right, Elsa Beth Molitor 9071. Wish your moderators would shut down the "you have enough jewels" crap. I don't know, what is this? You have enough jewels crap. I don't know what that is. Is this supposed to mean Jews, or is it, again? I don't do the Israel Jew conversation. Again, you can't associate the two together. They're very different. Like, the state of Israel is not representative of the Jewish population that I deal with and the Jewish population that I know, So when we try and paint with this broad brush, you're being dishonest with yourself and being dishonest with the reality of what the Jewish community and the state of Israel, they're wildly different things, So, all right, let's see. But Elizabeth, the moderators will come in. You got to give them time. They're not here at 6 a.m., starting this thing off right away. They'll come in here, so give them time. All right, what is you have enough tools? Yeah, I don't know what that is either. So again, I think it's because maybe I was talking about that we get diamonds from Israel, and there's a Jewish connection between Jews and the diamond industry, and the whole De Beers debacle. The Jews suppress the diamond industry to keep the value high, on diamonds. Like, and again, I don't even want to talk about any of that crap. It's not pertinent to what we do here. All right, a Christmas story lamp. Yep, this is Paul and Joey got the Christmas lamp. Love it. It's yeah, that's right. It's from Chile. Okay, I doubt he really says what he believes. All right, well, I'm not sure what's going on there. Project, let's see. Host ignores me, guys. Smash that like. Okay, well, I don't think I ignore anyone. That's why people pay attention to this cast, is because we talk to everyone. We talk about real issues, and we talk about stuff from kind of a normie point of view. All right, Auxilior says, nice lamp. Must be French. That's right. All right, Skelly 4998. Do you use the eyes for the glasses? Okay, I'm not sure what you're saying there, but like your comment. Pawnjoy, is that the lamp from Christmas Story, the movie? Yes, it's the Christmas Story lamp. It's an official lamp, right? It's the real deal. Okay, but it's probably not the one from the movie, but it's cool. It came in a crate and everything, and it was kind of a cool thing. All right, one war that will scare me if they do a social security war. What? One war that will scare me if they do a social security war. Well, social security war is coming, man. Like, again, I've talked about it many times. Like, social security can't pay for itself. And this is the fault of the boomers. Like, you created people that don't want to have kids, right? You created decadence and consumerism and all these kind of things. And again, people would rather go work and buy shit than have kids, And it's no shade on the boomers. Like, it's just, this is what happened. If you look at every single generation after the boomers, it all declined. It's gone nothing but down, right? And we'll talk about having kids, and we're going to talk about what would help to promote people having more children, but it doesn't work when you're a wealthy country. That's really what it boils down to. Wealthy countries do not have kids because they value their free time, they value consumerism, they value their work, they value the money. The whole thing of family, it's kind of an illusion, and the numbers paint. Everyone says, "Oh God, well I value family," and again, the numbers don't play it out. And again, our society is dying. Our civilization is literally dying, guys. So all right, let's dig into this. So Tim Pool did this talk about MAGA's dying, right? As MAGA died, what does MAGA mean? Let's start there. So I'll do more comments, guys. Just give me a little bit. All right, let's dig into what exactly MAGA is, and let's see what the meaning was. Like, when Trump started this movement, right? He called it MAGA. He called it MAGA for the bulk of every single presidential campaign he ran on. Sorry, guys, I got to pull up exactly what my thing reset on me. Hold on 1 second, guys. Give me just 1 second here. All right, let's see. That was the SAVE Act. We got the MAGA. What did MAGA mean? We want to go to the tenets. There we go. All right, so what were the core tenets of MAGA, right? So everyone says that, Donald Trump is doing MAGA, and Donald Trump always talk about, going to Iran. And again, the guy talks for a living. He's a super popular guy. Of course, there's going to be Donald Trump. There's going to be a video of Donald Trump saying whatever you need him to say. This is why people stitch together rap songs about this guy, because he said so much shit, because he's been in the limelight for so long. So here we go. All right, the core tenets of MAGA, all right? So number one, here are the most widely recognized core tenets of the MAGA movement. America First policy, right? America First foreign policy. Prioritize U.S. national interests over global alliances or international institutions, right? So again, when Donald Trump was running for president, remember him saying, like, God, we're going to get out of NATO. Like, we shouldn't be paid for NATO. NATO gets all these great benefits of the American military. They then get universal health care. They get universal child care because they don't have to pay for their own military, right? So this is one of the things that Trump initially ran on. I remember all this stuff, okay? Reduce overseas military commitments and nation building. What? That doesn't seem like something that Donald Trump would say, right? Reduce overseas military commitments and nation building. Okay, well, has Donald Trump reduced any military commitments overseas? It sure doesn't seem like it. How's that Ukraine-Russia war going? We don't seem to hear about that. I wonder why that is. We certainly seem to have gone into Iran. We're certain. What we got? We got 3 carriers over there right now. I think one of our carriers broke down. I get wheel fell off of it or something like that. but anyway, so no nation building, right? Or no foreign military commitments. So again, not sure what's going on there. And here's the other one: end endless wars and demand allies pay their fair share, right? NATO spending targets, right? This has been a tenet of Trump's running, and he did this. He went over there, he called them all out to their faces and said, you little bitches are getting, basically living high on the hog because America is protecting you. When you say NATO, it's just America, because again, all these nations weren't paying their fair share. And so give the guy credit. He actually went over there and spoke up for America, basically paying for everyone's security. Use tariffs and economic leverage to counter foreign trade, right? Unfair foreign trade, especially with China. Well, how'd that go? So again, I talk to you guys about tariffs a lot because again, I'm a tariff guy. I'm one of these people that believes we need to have a 400% tariff on foreign goods. And I also import a lot of my hardware. I work with 2 manufacturers in India, and we actually manufacture shit in the third world. So when people talk about tariffs, I actually know because I deal with it, okay? When Trump came into office, he said he was going to put a 100% tariff on China, right? China is the greatest, the difference between me and a lot of other people is China. I'm the guy that believes China did not steal our manufacturing. We gave it to China, right? We gave it to China, and we traded the American worker for profit, right? We traded the American worker for stock dividends, and we traded the American worker so that we could send people to college and then train them to do things that we really wanted them to do. So it's a little bit of, what's the word I'm looking for? Social engineering. You could call it country engineering, right? So they didn't want this kind of workforce. They wanted the workforce that was going to work on branding, work on marketing, work on, data analysts. These are the things that they wanted. So they sent all this work to China. China did not steal the work from America. The corporations gave all of the work to China when they let them into the World Trade Organization in 2001. So you guys heard me talk about this ad nauseum. So that's actually what happened. And now today we're finding out that as AI comes on, that again, all the work that built up America, which was manufacturing, was sent to the third world so that we could then, put money in finance, right? So we could then have less people that work in the production facility and more people that work in the office. And How's that working out for you guys? You can't afford anything. Your life is a subscription because, again, we don't make shit. So when you allow your country to become a bunch of knowledge workers and thinkers, a bunch of finance and CEOs, executive types, you're going to get a country that caters to those kind of people. If you have a country of manufacturing people, guess what? You're going to get a country that caters to the manufacturing people, right? You want to have kids? Guess who has kids? Poor people. Poor people that don't have a lot of money have kids, right? Rich people don't have a lot of kids. And it's just the reality of it, you know? So, all right. So that's the America First policy that MAGA started. Okay, what about here's another tenet of the MAGA agenda, right? As described by Donald Trump, right? So strong border and immigration enforcement, build, expand the border wall, and enforce strict immigration controls. That seems like a pretty good idea, right? How's that border wall coming? You guys know that Donald Trump tried to get $5 billion to complete that border wall, and Congress fought him tooth and nail. I remember plain as day, Donald Trump was literally trying to take $5 billion from the military budget, and everyone called him a fascist, right? Everyone called him an authoritarian. Everyone called him every name in the book. Well, that $5 billion seems like a hell of a deal today, right? We spend that every day over the Middle East trying to conquer Iran, right? It's the amount of money we waste in this country is just obscene. We do not care about the value of a dollar. I mean, clearly, we just print them ad nauseum. We don't care about anything as it pertains to spending money in this country because, again, the Fed will just print money, okay? So build and expand the border wall and enforce strict immigration controls, right? So Trump ran on mass deportations, right? You know me, I'm a mass deportation guy. I want American businesses to have to hire American workers. Instead of offering to hire an illegal worker or send manufacturing to the third world, you will have to deal with the people in your country. And we've let entire generations of people go on welfare. We've let entire generations of people live on Section 8, get food stamps, basically become generationally poor. And we're okay with it. And again, I'm one of these guys, I'm not okay with it. American businesses need to look the poor in the eye and say, you know what, I'm going to give you a job. You know what, I'm going to train you. Instead of hiring Jose coming in from Honduras, I'm going to hire Bill, you know, whose mom grew up poor, his mom grew up poor, excuse me, her mom grew up poor, and we're going to give you some real skills. We're going to teach you some real shit. But we don't want to do that, you know, which is very frustrating to me. Okay, so the strict immigration controls didn't happen, right? Truth is, Trump just wasn't. He got pushed back in Minnesota, and again, it wasn't super popular, so Trump bailed, you know, and so we're not getting the mass deportations, even though there's $180 billion in the one big beautiful bill, which is Trump's only meaningful piece of legislation, by the way. Congress has done nothing, right? You guys are paying for Congress to literally do nothing all day long, but they did allocate $180 billion for mass deportations, right, for Border Patrol and for ICE. So again, we'll see what happens to that money. It'll probably go into some slush fund. It'll be fucking burnt up and wasted, I'm sure. Okay, mass deportations and illegal immigrants and end catch and release, right? Trump did all that kind of stuff. He said he was going to do mass deportations. He was going to start ringing people or rounding people up and get them the hell out of here, because the best deterrent for people not coming into your country is to show you that you're dead serious about getting them out of here. But again, all these bleeding heart pussies, all these liberals, all these educated people that went to college, they just can't understand why you would go grab someone who's been here they've been here for 10 years, they've been here for 20 years, they're paying taxes, okay? They broke the law, okay? So Trump is a big-time law and order person, but he's backtracked. So again, it's no reason that MAGA is fractured, guys. It's easy to understand why, again, some people would be a little bit frustrated with the MAGA movement, right? And a lot of us have switched over, like, we're just like, I guess we're going to America first. Apparently MAGA wasn't enough. And MAGA didn't stand up for what MAGA was supposed to be. So I guess it's all America first at this point. Because again, Trump's not doing what he said he was going to do, okay? Give me one more second, guys. Let me go through. I got two more line items on strong borders and immigration enforcement, and then we'll go into comments again, all right? And birthright citizenship for children of non-citizens, right? Again, wasn't able to do it because, again, what's that? Is that the 14th Amendment? I forget what that one is. But again, that whole thing's been bastardized. And again, you can't just let people have kids in here and then give them citizens, give them access to all the benefits that we have here in America. Like, it doesn't make any sense, but he's failed on that one too, right? So the last line item here is limit legal immigration and prioritize skilled English-speaking entrants, okay? So limit legal immigration and prioritize skilled English-speaking entrants, okay? I told you guys yesterday, your government is letting in basically 5 million people a year, 5.6 million people a year legally, right? And all these people are going into healthcare, and they're going into education, right? This is the main places that they're going. Some of them are actually going into construction, but mostly it's healthcare and education. The truth is, guys, it's your colleges. Like, they're letting a lot of these people come in for research. They're letting a lot of these people come in and pay for out-of-country college tuition, which pays a lot of money. And again, the illegal immigration thing, it's all about money, guys. It's all about not training you and letting these people come in here, learn all of our skills, and bring up the GDP of this country, bring up the technology of this country, because the American people aren't doing it because we haven't been taught how, right? We haven't been shown how to do many things, right? It's easier to bring the foreign people in here or send the manufacturing to the third world than to teach Americans here. So you guys know that I'm a big advocate for teaching people here in America, right? So, okay. So yeah, so that's the strong border and immigration enforcement, right? So we talk about build up and extend the border wall, enforcement, strict immigration controls, mass deportations of illegal immigrants, and end catch or release, and birthright citizenship for children and non-citizens, limit legal immigration, and prioritize skilled English-speaking entrants, okay? Trump hasn't done hardly any of this. The guy's own movement, the guy's own thing that he built up, this MAGA thing, he is not doing it because, again, suddenly it's not popular. When it gets hard, when the 80 million people that voted to get this guy in office to do the thing that he ran on, when it gets difficult, when he gets a little bit of pushback, he folds. And this is the problem, right? And this is when I tell you guys that we have to go even further to the left. Like, I thought that Joe Biden was as left as we could possibly go, that Kamala would be even more left, but apparently we didn't go far enough because, again, when we do get someone who's supposed to bring the country back to the middle, maybe a little bit more to the right, he folds at every point, so we got to go even more hardcore. So again, I'm voting Democrat across the board until I get my taxes are going to be 50%. Again, everyone is going to come into this country is not going to speak English. They're not going to look like me. And again, this country is just to become a massive melting pot of anybody that wants to come here. It's got to get to that, right? All of our taxes have to be squandered, given to the poor. All of our taxes have to be squandered by giving to NGOs, by helping the third world, by helping everybody but America, right? So we got to go move even further to the left. And man, it's a damn shame. It's scary. All right, let's get back into comments. Guys, I appreciate our video this morning. Good morning. We're talking, is MAGA dead? Are MAGA influencers and people on YouTube using clickbait to draw everybody in, right? Are we no longer talking about issues anymore? Is it just trying to draw in eyeballs for clicks? Because that's how we make money. It's an interesting topic, So, all right, let's see. Skelly says, what the F? All right, one war that will scare me is to just, so scary. Okay, we did your comment. Say that. Oxalar, all right, Fragile. Yep, all right, cool. Everyone loves that comment. SS already sends out, there may not be money letters. Yeah, again, Social Security is dead, guys. You have to have, Social Security is a pay-as-you-go scheme, right? Meaning you have to have more people paying in the system than are collecting, and that's the big problem. It's not rocket science, guys. Like, when Social Security was started, there was something like 22 people paying in for every person that was receiving, and also people weren't living as long. Right? Now, everyone's living longer. The cost of healthcare costs more. And guess what? Nobody's having kids. I told you guys the birth rate. When the boomers were around, it was 3 kids for every woman. Now it's down to 1.4 kids for every woman. It's unsustainable, right? So you can increase the amount of FICA taxes that we were all paying to pay for the boomers, right? Or you can extend the age for which people receive Social Security. That's the only math that works. Otherwise, you need a massive fucking injection of capital from other countries, blood and treasure, into America to pay for all of us to have all the shit that we want, which is what we do with foreign immigrants, right? Which is what we do in the agriculture industry, which is what we do in the construction industry, right? We bring this cheap foreign labor in here so that we can all afford homes, so that we can all afford cheap lettuce, right? And if that's how you guys want to operate this country, then again, this country will cease to exist. This country will become Mexico in 50 years. And that's how it's going to be. I don't know what else to tell you guys, okay? So, all right, sunny day, sunny day, PD4YS. Get out and concentrate on the homeless and poor in USA, exploding the debt, make the 938 billionaires pay a 25% tax. Again, you can't tax your guys way out of this discussion, or out of this situation. You guys think that the wealthy people are literally hoarding all the money, and if we just got all of their money, that somehow that would make everything better, guys. It's the government spending the money, okay? And we know this because, again, try and get elected on austerity. It should be the most popular thing ever to run on cutting the budget. It should be the most popular thing ever to run on, hey, giving people their money back, right? Again, if you work 40 hours a week, why are you paying a shit ton of taxes in the federal government, right? But what they're trying to do is they're trying to basically reduce income taxes on the poor so that the poor will then vote for them, right? For more income tax money, right? For more money from the rich people, for more money from the billionaires. They're literally trying to give the money from the wealthy to the poor people. Here's the thing about poor people, guys. And again, you're not gonna like hearing this, but with the latest example of what poor people do with money we saw during COVID, guess what? They just go spend it. They don't make their lives better. They don't try and earn more money. They don't try and grow their skills so they can then have a better future, put more money away for retirement. They spend it all. And we know that when you give poor people more money, they don't make their lives better at all. They just spend more. And again, no shade on them. Like it is what it is. Like I'm not a big saver either. I put all my time and money into my business, right? So I'm not talking about it's like I have the answer. I'm not trying to sell you guys gold and go buy houses, and I got the plan to get rich, because I don't. But I know that when you give poor people money, they just blow it, right? That's what happens. Now, when you make poor people earn money, that's a different story. When you make rich people earn money, they get pretty fucking mad when you come in and say, well, you need to give us more money so that we can then give it to people that are just gonna blow it, okay? This is what government does. This is why I say you don't need to take the money away from the billionaires. You need to take the money away from the federal government. Give it back to the people. If the people want to go help the poor, go help the poor. If billionaires want to start charities to help the poor, help the poor. But the government wastes it all the time because their only incentive is to get reelected. It is not to help people. It's to get reelected. And so you have to fuck one person in order to help another person. And that is not how an economy works. And until we fix that situation, it's just going to be nothing but the poors against the rich, the haves against the have-nots. And until people want to have an honest conversation about what's really going on, it's not going to get fixed. And the truth is the politicians haven't figured it out. They understand that you guys are just going to fight. You're going to be so jealous of a rich person that you're going to vote for anyone to take from them because you don't have some. When the truth is that wealthy person probably worked 100 times harder than you'll ever work in your life. That wealthy person probably sacrificed decades of their life to get where they are. And again, poor people don't do that. I'm sorry. And again, as the guy that actually hires the underserved community, I'm here to tell you guys that more poor people would do better with an education in how to do something, right? Not a college education, but learning how to be a plumber, learning how to be an electrician, learning how to frame houses, right? Learning how to pour concrete, dig foundations, operate an excavator. Poor people need to learn these skills. But again, there's almost no mechanism to teach the poor how to do anything. Almost no. It's easier to bring the third world in here and teach them than to try and deal with these generationally impoverished people. And therefore, they're always going to be on poverty. And guess what? They get a vote. One dumb poor person wipes out my vote as a dumb person that figured out how to make some money and get really good at something. This is the problem, guys. And I said it drives me crazy when I have to listen to people talk. Oh my God, take it from the rich. Take it from the rich. Like it doesn't make any sense, guys. It doesn't work. And again, you guys want the same thing. You expect somebody else to fix your problem, and we can't have that. Like this is not a socialist country, right? We don't just steal from the wealthy to give to the poor. This ain't fucking Robin Hood, guys. Like I'm sorry. All right. Okay. Let's see. Mikhail says they won't do what will hurt them. 100%. Again, it's not that it hurts them. It's just they won't give up what they have. Nobody would. But when what you have comes from somebody else, that's the problem. Okay. That's the problem. As a business owner, there's nothing more I want than to help other people become successful business owners, or to become successful people like I did, right? To be able to not graduate high school, go get really good at something and turn that into money, turn that into demand, turn that into where you can go do other things, turn that into not only being a good furniture maker, but then getting the opportunities to go work in engineering, go work in planning, go work on all the craziest defense, highly secure planes in the world. Get to do all the kinds of, it starts with becoming really good at something, and it starts with showing up every day on time. I say it all the time. Half of making it in life is just showing up on time. That's it. Because guess what? When the boss needs something, you're always there, right? When the person that's really good at something but sucks at showing up on time, guess what? You're going to get the opportunity to do that job. And then you can show people what you can do. You can learn new skills. You get more opportunities to try more things. It is not rocket science, guys. But again, we don't even want to hire the poor, because why would we? The illegal immigrants will show up. They always show up on time. They don't fuck up our work culture. They are easy to work with. They're pleasant. The music that they listen to is fun and enjoy. It's not hateful, misogynist, nasty shit. They're just easier to work with. So why wouldn't everyone just hire legal immigrants? There's no reason to hire Americans. They're fucking hard to deal with. They want nice places to work. They care about having a safe work environment. They care about what their break room looks like. They want to make enough money to be able to buy a house. They want to make enough money to have kids. They want to make enough money to go on vacation. Like, oh my God, why would we do that? So anyway, I know I'm being hyperbolic, guys. All right, not a single poor person up there. All right, very out of touch. I know, I get it, man. Auxerol, taking over the world, openly feed the masses, soylent green. All right, not sure what you're saying there, dude. Let's see, Trump, what's this, Trumple's King 88. Shut up, Mr. Clean, you goofy clown. All right, cool, well, I appreciate the comment, dude. Hit the like button. All right, Mikhail says longer than 20 years. All right, not sure what's going on there. 2 blunts later. Break the loop today or the pattern will repeat tomorrow. Keep paying your taxes. 100%, man. And 2 blunts later, you're 100% right. This is all they care about, guys. They just want you to keep paying your taxes, and then they can pit the poor against the rich, right? They can pit women against men, right? They can pit Israel against Americans, the Jews against, whatever Americans. They can do this stuff. And again, you guys are the vehicle to do it by way of your taxes. And again, it seems to me like more and more that I do these talks, like the answer seems to be tax revolt. And again, it's going to take one state to defy the federal government in order to start this tax revolt thing, because then you'll end up in a situation where the only one that can defy the federal government is a state. They're the only ones that's powerful enough. They're the only ones that have the mechanisms and the coercion and the law enforcement and the military to be able to fight the federal government. And it's, I don't know how it changes, guys. I'm not sure. But put in the comments, guys, what do you think we need to do to get this government to stop pitting Americans against Americans? Because again, I don't think that I'm better than anyone because I have a business. I don't think that I'm better than anyone because I came from nothing and figured out how to become someone. Like, I'm just a normal dude that wants to teach normal people how to do normal shit. That's it. I don't try and sell people courses. I'm not trying to, get rich off the poor. I'm not trying to, fucking take the wealthy people's money by way of taxes so that I can enrich myself. I'm not trying to do any of that. Like, I take the rich people's money by selling them beautiful furniture. I take the rich people's money by doing services that other people don't want to do. And again, this is what we got to teach people, guys. Like, anyone can do this shit. Start a septic tank cleaning company, right? Become a plumber. These are jobs that people don't really want to do. They pay really well, and you'll always have a job, guys. It's not complicated. But everyone thinks that, I'm going to get rich being a CEO. Everyone thinks I'm going to be fucking Gordon Gekko, right? The poor people, they want to be rappers. They think they're going to be the next Ludacris, right? They think they're going to be the next Michael Jordan or Walter Payton or something like that. And again, they don't think that, the guy down the street that's got a fucking convenience store, they don't want to be that guy, because guess what? That's real work. People are being told that, oh my God, look on Instagram. Look at how great everyone has it on Instagram. Okay, the people on Instagram only show you the good shit. They're not showing you the divorces that they go through. They're not showing you the fucking narcissism that exists in their life. They're not showing you the way that they rob the people that they pitch their products for. They don't, they've literally sold their souls. We need more people talking about how you become wealthy, how you become, not even wealthy, you just become middle class by doing the hard shit, by doing the grind every day. It is absolutely possible, guys. So, all right, more comments. Then we're going to dig back into our MAGA. What is MAGA? What was MAGA? And again, if Tim Pool says MAGA's dead, is he right? Is he wrong? Do you guys think Tim Pool's right? Is MAGA dead? Is it switched over to being MAGA, being America first, right? Is MAGA still intact, right? Have the people left MAGA? Has MAGA left the people? Has Donald Trump left his voter base, or has his voter base left Donald Trump, right? These are great questions, and it's important that we understand what's going on. I mean, you guys know I have my opinions, so I want to hear what your opinions are. All right, you guys got a damn itch in my nose. All right, Saxo Energy, deport. Yep, Dixon Pizzas, man, great name. All right, deport me all over, please. All right, well, Dixon Pizzas, let me know where you're from. Are you in YN? I don't know what YNs do. I don't know what AYN Rosie is back. So you have to let me know. Elaborate. All right, 2 blunts later. Well, you haven't read the Talmud. I know. Again, but don't listen to me because I haven't read the Talmud. Though I do know that a lot of these people, especially like Ben Shapiro, they love to cite the Talmud until it's something that they don't like, and then they're just like, oh my God, that's old. Like we're more into the Torah, It's like, and again, I don't even study any of this stuff. I don't research any of it, but I do know that's very common with him. He likes to do that. So it's basically our Old Testament versus the New Testament. All right. See, don't get offended. 9524, great name, man. Okay, no, it's not Jewish people overwhelming support Israel. No, it's not Jewish people overwhelming support Israel. It's like 95%. That's not including all the billionaires. Okay, well, I'm not sure what's going on there. Again, the whole Israel support thing is a generational thing, guys. Like, I hate to tell you this, like, it is. Your older neocon boomer types, they absolutely support Israel. And again, your older billionaires, the people that have all the money right now, this is this older demographic. But this demographic is dying off, right? And clearly, we look at the younger population, even it started with my generation, Gen X, but Gen Y, the millennials, Gen Z, they less and less trust this country, and they see more and more of what's actually going on between America and Israel. And it doesn't benefit us in any way, shape, or form. And people are over it. So that's one of the reasons we're doing what we're doing over in Iran right now, is because Donald Trump knows that he's probably the last person that's going to be able to do this. The state of Israel knows that this is the last time they're going to be able to do this, because again, as these younger politicians come into play, and as these people that have grown up on the internet and have been opened up to what is really going on in the world, they're not just sycophants for Fox News and CNN. They're seeing that the Greater Israel Project is a thing, right? They're seeing that we don't get all of our oil from the Middle East. The Middle East isn't to America what it used to be. We've expanded our supply chains, right? We've expanded where we get oil. We've increased our production for all resources within our hemisphere. And because of that, we are not beholden to this particular part of the world, but we're still acting like we get 30-40% of our oil from Saudi Arabia. It's just not the case. We don't do that. Saudi Arabia is actually giving us money because they want to invest in our businesses so that we will promote people moving to Saudi Arabia, places like Abu Dhabi, right? Again, this is what is actually happening. It is not we use the resources. It's now suddenly we're getting the money in here to America to promote these places. Everything's changed, guys. And again, I think the young people understand this. The elderly people and the people that are just, again, they've got like two sources of media, the newspaper and Fox News. They don't know what's really going on. And it's, again, I got boomer parents. My parents are awesome, but it's very difficult to get them to have discussions about what is really happening in the world. These group of people, they honestly believe they have it all figured out. And it's, it's too bad. So, but it is what it is. All right, more comments. Okay, Timberwolf Products. Timberwolf Products, I'm interested in your name there. Why do you have the name Timberwolf Products? Like, are you the bandsaw blade company? Are you just a big fan of Timberwolf saw products, right? Or are you just, is it just a coincidence that you have that name? I'm very curious. Because I use Timberwolf blades a lot on my resaw. Okay, yeah, I totally get it. I actually really enjoy your live stream. I found your content not long ago and have been playing catch up in your business lives. Yeah, and again, Geopolitical products, like I said, I'm a human, man. Like I work so much. My life is work. Like I don't, this, people can't relate to this, but like I literally get up in the morning, like I get on here, I do my live stream, I do research on topics that I want to talk about. I've got I've got Vectric open and I've got SolidWorks open. I'm constantly designing furniture, working on different furniture products and stuff like that. I go to work, I go to my factory in St. Louis where I live. You know, I'm usually there till 5, 6 o'clock at night, working on all kinds of things, solving problems, you know, keeping the facility going, answering questions, dealing with, you know, sales, marketing, whatever I can deal with, building furniture as well, dealing with all that shit. Then I come home, right? I come home and then I try and relax, I try and chill. But this is my life. Like, this is all that I do. I don't have kids here. I don't have to worry about any of the bullshit of, you know, going to soccer practice. Those days are over. All I do is promote my business, work on my business, and talk to you guys about how to become business owners, how to get really good at something, and then use that to open up opportunity in your life, and just talk about the reality of what it's like to be a fucking normie guy. And I think this is the future. But I appreciate being here, man. And again, I love people to come back. Hit the like button if you guys like this kind of content. Hit the subscribe button if you want to you know, get a perspective of a normie dude that, again, I wasn't warped by the college system. I wasn't warped by academia. Like I said, I just busted my ass. And I think most people can relate to that way more than they can relate to this indoctrination that we've had from academics. So, Timberwolf Products, I appreciate you being here, dude. All right, Ziggy Niebel. Oh my goodness, interesting name. Okay, Gen X has done well for ourselves. I personally have 5 kids and I've cared for them our whole lives. Man, that's awesome. So Ziggy, I really, really like your comment, and I'm glad to know that there's people out there that are having a lot of kids and that are getting it done, right? That haven't, you know, they don't have the fucking woe is me mentality and like, oh my God, it's not fair. You know, this person screwed me over, that person screwed me over. It's like, no, you got it done. You had your kids. I hope your kids are all doing well. And actually that brings me up to one of the things that I want to talk about, which is the birth rate in this country And what some of these other countries are doing to increase fertility, right? To get more people to bang, man. Get people to have some kids, get people to like having kids is fun, man. Kids are like little mini-me's. And I think that as we've become a more academic and a knowledge-based society, we've deluded people into thinking what kids are really for. And again, this is Ziggy Neobel. God, I hope I'm saying your name right. There's a lot of other countries that are doing things to promote having kids. There's a lot of other wealthy nations that they understand that their country is not having kids anymore. People are screwing for fun. They're not screwing to have kids. They're not screwing to bring kids into their lives to make their lives better. They're having kids because kids are like accessories. Kids are like a handbag, right? Kids are anything other than labor, right? Which is, again, how I look at children. Children are labor, in my opinion. But let's go into some of these other countries, because this is something that Tim Pool talked about in this talk. And he was saying that, again, you're not going to have a country if you continue to not have kids and you let the third worlders come in here. Because the truth is that what makes America great is that we are an inventive, entrepreneurial country, right? And when you bring these third worlders in here, they don't have that mentality. They haven't been here long enough. It takes several generations to build up to having that entrepreneurial spirit, right? So let's look at what, again, I think people know how America views having kids, right? We don't pay for nothing unless you're poor. If you're poor, we'll pay for absolutely everything. But if you're a normie person, you make $70,000 a year, you get fuck all. And this is one of the big problems. So listen to this, guys. You'll like this. So a lot of countries have been working to increase their fertility, right? They've been adding different kinds of benefits, different kinds of incentives to have kids, right? Get mom at home, right? Whatever. Dad can stay home. Somebody stays home and watches these kids. Someone sticks around and helps these kids out. And countries are trying. They're trying taxes. They're trying, low interest rate home loans. They're trying, food subsidies. They're trying universal daycare, universal health care. They're trying all kinds of things. In America, we don't try shit. All we do is go to war and give money to the poor. That's it. We're not incentivizing anyone to do other than go to college, right? Here's a federally backed loan. You can go do whatever you want. Never mind if it's good for the country, right? Never mind if it's actually good for the American citizen. We'll go to war. Again, we'll send tons of money over to the Middle East. We'll give tons of money to Israel. We prop up lots of industries that, again, most people don't give a fuck about, like the military-industrial complex. The industries that employ the most people, like the housing industry, don't seem to have any time for that. But anyway, let's look at it. Okay, so France. We'll start with France. All right, France has a current fertility rate of 1.68 to 1.79. Okay. Mind you, America is 1.4. All right, so we're in deep shit in this country, okay? France is just a little bit above us at 1.68, okay? Now, some of the things that they have in France, and you guys will find this interesting because you'll find out that America is paying for all of it, okay? And we're paying for it because a lot of these countries, they don't have to pay for their own defense, right? And this is one of the reasons that rich countries have a lot of trouble having kids, because they don't have any fucking men anymore, right? They don't have any people doing real work, right? They don't have high testosterone levels in their culture, right? Here we go. So France, some of the things that France has done to try and increase their fertility rate, all right? They have universal child care, right? So generous paid parental leave, right? Up to 3 years of parental leave in France, right? Heavily subsidized child care. Let's see here. You got tax breaks scaling to the number of children. So the more kids you have, the less taxes you pay, right? And this is going to be one of the things that you're going to see in a lot of these countries. For some reason, we don't seem to want to do that here in America. I wonder why, okay? Housing subsidies for families, okay? So France is paying for childcare. They're giving you subsidies to buy a home, right? They're paying for daycare. They're reducing your taxes based on the number of kids you have. They're doing everything they can to get you guys to stay home and have some kids, right? Get in between the sheets and put out some children, right? Stop just, I don't want to get too vulgar, but I got to be a little vulgar. I'm a normal dude. Anyway, and sex is fun. Like, kids are fun. Like, kids are little freaking mini-me's. I don't understand why people don't like kids, Anyway, okay, Sweden. All right, what is Sweden? I never talked about, oh God, America should be more like Sweden, all right? Sweden has 1.5 on their birth rate, meaning they're 0.1% or 1/10 above America, right? So here's what they're doing, right? Listen to this. They got 480 days of paid parental leave, all right? So that's over a year, right? That's a year and essentially 4 months, right? Between parents, right? So they got 90 days reserved for each free or low-cost childcare, right? So they're supplementing childcare over there. They've got child allowances, right? So if you have kids, we'll give you some money. They've got flexible work laws so that parents can actually go deal with their kids and not have their employers beat them up over it, which is a thing, by the way. Let's see, and they've got a gender equality, folks, whatever the fuck that means, all right? Norway is comparable to America, 1.4. And again, everyone says, oh, God, we got to be more like Norway. Let's be like the Nordic people, all right? They've got 1.4, same as America. So similar to Sweden, they've got 49 weeks of free pay, 59 weeks or 80% pay parental leave, all right? So basically, you want to take off, the government will pay 80% of your salary, okay? Free child care, right? We got that one. Generous sick leave for kids, right? So your kids are sick, you can go take that. We call that PTO here in America, right? So that's what Norway's done, and it's done nothing, right? What France has done nothing. What Sweden has done nothing, because wealthy countries do not have kids. This is one of the problems. As you get wealthier and it gets easier, you have less kids. People have kids when it is difficult. People have kids when it is, I already said difficult, but slightly, above difficult, whatever you want to call it. Middle class people have kids. Wealthy people don't have kids. Poor people love to have kids, right? Because they find value in it. They find that it helps them, right? Whether that's through actually having, they like to nurture kids, or they like the tax subsidies, the Section 8, the SNAP, they like the benefits that come with having kids. I don't know, but clearly poor people have always had tons of kids. Countries like India, too many fucking kids. China, India, too many kids. Places like Pakistan, Egypt, the Muslim countries, tons of kids, right? For some reason, we don't want to have kids here, right? So continuing on, Hungary is 1.5 on their reproductive range, meaning they have 1.5 children for every woman, right? Lifetime personal income tax exemption for mothers with 4 children, okay? This is huge, guys. Like, again, you want women to stay home, start having kids, cut the taxes off. I'm always telling you guys, no more federal income taxes until our government starts representing the people, okay? All right, tax breaks for families with over 3 children. Grandparent child care allowances, meaning if your grandparents want to watch your kids while you go to work, guess what? They get a check. Oh my God, what an idea. You don't have to take some fucking rando Somali daycare. We don't have to start supporting and federally backing backing these rip-off daycare institutions with tax credits. Like, oh my God, you could give the money to your family members, keep it in the family. What a novel idea, all right? Housing subsidies for young families. Oh my God, who would have thought that if you give young people a subsidy to buy a home, they might have some children? Holy shit. Now we just stick them all in apartments, and they're all too stressed out to get hard-ons. Like, again, who wants to have sex when you're worried about paying rent, right? It's insane where we put our money in this country, guys. All right, low interest loans forgiven after 3 children, right? So you want to take out a loan, you want to buy a home, you want to take out a loan, you want to start a business, you start pumping out some kids, guess what? The federal government's going to pay those loans off, right? This is what they do in Hungary, right? Hungary is actually seeing an increase in birth rates. Oh my God. The Czech Republic, I don't know much about the Czech Republic. I know they love to shoot movies over there, but that's about all I know. They're 1.6, right? And again, America is 1.4, meaning we have 1.4 kids for every woman, okay? The standard number for replacing yourselves is 2.1, right? So America's in deep shit. It all started with the boomers, okay? Again, no shade on the boomers. I'm just telling you guys the numbers. Israel, let's talk about the state of Israel, right? Everyone loves to support Israel all of a sudden. Israel has a replacement rate of 3. They're making more kids. They're basically like a Muslim country. They're making plenty of children, right? And why is it that Israel seems to be able to replace their population, but America can't, okay? So these guys have a strong cultural and religious emphasis on large families. Oh my God, you mean fucking being a girl boss isn't a big thing over there? You mean, oh my God, going to get a college education so you can go out and you don't need no man, right? Going out and waiting to have kids till you're 40 years old. Get your career online, your Sex in the City life. They don't support that in Israel. Guess what? They have big families, right? They actually like having families. They like being around each other. They get along, right? Because again, they've got this strong culture around their religion. Again, I'm not a religious guy, but you can't deny that it works. Okay, over here in America, and when we've been sending everyone to college, we've basically been telling them, my God, religion's the devil. You don't want to listen to religion. Oh my God, you don't want to live under no man. You don't need no man. Like God, the idea of staying at home, you don't want to be one of these women that's bound feet, just popping out kids with your apron on. It's like, you don't want to do that. You want to go get a degree. You want to be whatever Carrie Bradshaw in Sex in the City. Like, it's fucking disgusting what we do here, guys. And again, you guys know my biases. I am very against academia on the whole. Academia is for smart people. It's not for dumb people. We convinced everyone they're smart by sending them to college and then lowered all the standards so that everyone gets a degree. It's like fucking Oprah Winfrey's show. You get a degree, and you get a degree, and you get a degree, and you get a degree. And here we are. All right, so they just have a large emphasis on a strong culture emphasis on large families, okay? They also have state support. So if you get in financial tough times, they do have a system that has helped to prop you up so that you can have a large family. They promote having kids, right? Subsidized IVF. Okay, I don't know much about IVF. I'm not an IVF guy, but apparently they support that, right? Up to age 45. Again, gets a lot harder for women to have kids as they get older, right? It's more, there's more risk involved, right? So unlimited cycles for first 2 children, right? That's for IVF, right? Children allowances. They have, child allowances. They have paid maternity leave, universal health care, okay? The state of Israel has universal health care. Europe has universal health care. What do all these countries have in common, right? Oh yeah, America pays for their defense, right? Whether it's through tax dollars or our military threatening to go to war with them should somebody fuck with them, okay? We pay for all of it, all right? What they also have, they got universal health care. They got military service deferments from others, meaning because everyone over there has to serve 2 years. So if you do serve and you get pregnant, have a kid, again, you get deferred from the military. It's not a big deal. All right. I think we do the same thing here in our country. All right. So Israel has no problem having kids. They're just pumping out children. Right. They need more. They're pumping out so many kids. Guess what? They need more land. They need more space because that entire country is the size of New Jersey, guys. Well, if they're going to expand, if they're going to have more kids because they got a big cultural emphasis on it, America pays for all of it, they're going to need more land, which is, again, why we're over the Middle East, guys. The Greater Israel Project. Go read up on it. If you guys are in the stream, hit the like button, add discussion. We're talking about Tim Pool's comments that MAGA is dead. We're going over what MAGA really means so that we kind of understand this. We're going over one of the things that somebody brought up in the chat, which is fertility, right? Having kids. We got a woman in here. She had 4 kids, if I'm not mistaken. She made it work. She's Gen X, just like me. We're talking about why these other countries are having kids or not having countries and why Americans can't have children, right? Could America be doing different things here to incentivize the birth of children to bring our population up so we don't need to bring in Jose from Mexico? We don't need to send all the work over to Dim, right? Okay, so that's what Israel's doing. Israel's system's working magnificently. Here's an example of a country that's doing all the right things and can't figure it out, okay? South Korea. South Korea is fucked, all right? These guys, here's what they're doing. Listen to this, guys. Their birth rate, 0.72. Their birth rate is half of what America is, and ours is one of the worst in the world. They're doing massive spending, okay? $270 billion since 2006 on cash bonuses to have kids. They're literally paying people in South Korea to have kids, okay? Now, what's one of the things that South Korea doesn't have to pay for? Oh, yeah, their military. They don't have to pay for their defense. America takes care of all that, right? Again, we pay for it. And just yet another example of how America pays for everyone else to have all the shit that we don't get to have here in America, okay? So this is great stuff, right? So they're basically paying people to have kids over there, okay? They have housing subsidies for people that have children, right? They have extended parental leave. They have free childcare. Again, you see a common theme here. Everyone in the world seems to have free childcare. We don't, but we pay for everyone else's defense, right? We'll pay for all their wars. We'll pay for all their weapons. But again, we can't get free childcare here. We can't get free universal health care here. We pay for everybody else to have it, okay? All right. So they do tax breaks for people that want to have kids. They do fertility clinics, right? So that you can have kids. They literally have a federal matchmaking program, right? Where they encourage having children, okay? This is something they do at the governmental level because they can't convince these people to have kids because their society is built around work. Their society is built around wealth. South Korea is a massively wealthy country, guys. Again, that little country to the north, not so much, but South Korea, wildly successful when it comes to making money. So, all right, last country, Poland. Right? I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry to go on about this thing because I think that, again, I'm one of these guys that thinks that one of the reasons we elected Donald Trump was to bring our wealth back to this country, right? To stop sending all the weapons and all the welfare to the rest of the world and bring that money home and give that money back to the American people. We're already $39 trillion in debt. Why not? Give the people something that they can actually appreciate, okay? All right, Poland. So Poland is 1.2, meaning they're having 1.2 children for every woman, all right? So they're a little bit worse than America, but not as bad as South Korea. All right, so they have 500 plus programs. Hold on, I didn't read that right. So what they do is they give out a monthly stipend of $125 a month per child that you have in Poland. They are they are paying people to have kids, okay? Extended maternity leave. They have family tax relief, right? So if you have a bunch of kids, you don't got to pay taxes, okay? Housing support for young families, okay? And this is a big one. This is one of the things that I see in America that we have got to get right with, guys. If you do not pay, pay is the word I want to use. If you do not incentivize young people having children, and I'm talking like 18-year-old women, all right? And again, for some reason, we've forgotten this idea that, like my mom had me when she was 19 years old, okay? This wasn't that long ago. Yet, we just shudder at the idea, oh my God, 18-year-olds having kids? Holy shit, that's disgusting. Why would you do that? That's practically rape. Like, no, that used to be normal, guys. That is normal in the rest of the world. But when you start, again, sending everyone to college, tell women, oh God, you don't need no man, girl, you need to go get a career. You need to go get an apartment in Austin. You need to get that nice view, right? You need to go be like, again, like Carrie Bradshaw in Sex and the City and wait for your big to show up, okay? What we have done in this country through academia has destroyed it. And again, you guys know my biases on this thing. And again, I always lose people when I talk this way, but I've seen it. It's plain as day to me what's happening in this country. And again, we don't want to get right with it. We don't want to admit that academia has crushed the job market for anyone that works with their hands, has now crushed the market through things like AI, and has reduced the population in this country by incentivizing work for women. Okay, and again, you don't have to agree with me. Everyone can absolutely disagree with me, but a lot of these other countries are doing the things that I've talked about forever when it comes to having kids, you know? So anyway, there's the numbers on the other wealthy countries in the world and what they're doing to promote having kids, because a lot of wealthy countries just aren't having kids anymore. Nobody is having kids anymore. And again, why would you? If you're a young person coming up today and you're trying to enter the workforce, again, 50% of everyone that has a college degree today believes that it wasn't worth it. They wasted 4 years of their life, okay? And the truth is they did. Like I've said many times, you should come to work for someone like me right out of high school. I'll pay you 15 bucks an hour. You can learn some shit, learn how to show up on time, learn how to make some furniture. By the time you're through 4 years of working at my company, you'll probably make $60,000, $70,000 a year. No college debt, and you'll actually have a skill and a relationship with an employer, right? How many times have I told you guys that one of the number one problems with our employment system in America is that there is no loyalty from the employer and there is no loyalty from the employee. Everyone is ready to turn tail and run, zero loyalty. Okay, it's a massive problem in this country. And again, thanks, academia. All right, let's keep going with their comments. Again, make sure I get your name right again. Again, sorry guys, I know I ran my mouth for a long time. I'm just going to go through comments here, and then we'll get on to MAGA and continue on. So Timberwolf Products, okay, got what's going on there. I read your comment. This is it. Okay, Ziggy Lay Nabel. Again, I really appreciate your comment. That comment really got me going. We got a major problem with having kids, guys. Like, it just, again, I'm one of these people, I think we got to teach young people. I don't necessarily like kids, like the younger kids. I like the older kids, so I'm being completely honest, but that's just me. Okay, it became its own hype word. All right, hold on, guys. Let me see where I'm at in the comments. Holy crap, I am way behind. Okay, moderators are in here, guys, so dumb shit comments will get deleted. So actually contribute something that's good. All right, let's see. This is Project PX6SN, Skilly. What the fuck? Okay, I started to read your guys' comments. Sorry, guys. Let me get up here. Let me get. Okay, Mikhail says, not a single poor person is up there. Very out of touch. You must be talking about government. I agree. Take over the world, openly feed the masses, soil great. Okay, rate your comment. Rosie's back. See, okay, rate your comment as well. Again, sorry guys, I'm all over my comments. All right, here we go. Now I'm back. All right, Mikhail says, should mean more conservative leaning and going back to what worked before. Yeah, and this is what I'm talking about, guys. And again, I don't claim to have the answers, but I do know what's not working. And again, everyone my entire life told me, go to college, go to college. You need to go to college. My parents tried to put me in school twice. I failed every time. I couldn't sit there and listen to some guy tell me something. I had to be doing it. I could not do it. And I think a lot of people are that way. And when you create a society of knowledge workers and thinkers and academics, well, then they only look for more knowledge workers, academics, and thinkers. And again, no shade on them. It's just normal. You go with what you know. This is one of the reasons that HR loves looking for academics. They love to look for people that have degrees because they have a degree. The executive branch thinks that getting a person with a degree is always going to be better, right? And so the society starts pushing people to go to school because the businesses are looking for people that have degrees. And you end up with a situation we have today, which nobody can afford anything. The college degree doesn't pay what it's supposed to pay. Turns out that actually the manufacturing base pays really well. But again, you guys have been told for 20 years that you're a fucking loser if you work with your hands. If you take a shower after you go to work, that somehow you failed. You weren't smart enough to go to college. Your parents didn't have any money. Maybe you were poor, you know? So we got to fix this thing. So, all right. KJV Saint for Life. Donald went from saying those buildings were blown up at 9/11 to saying the official narrative after he was clued in on the narrative. Okay, I'm not sure what you're saying there. Again, the conspiracy around 9/11, I don't know if any of that was true. I don't know if that was a false flag to get us to go over to the Middle East. I got no idea. All I know is that when that happened, the next month, I signed up for the military, right? I signed up for the Army. I was going to go kill terrorists. I was super excited about it, and I was off to go fight in the war, you know. But when I was at MEPS, I couldn't duck walk because I had a torn ACL like a year before, and the grafting slipped. And they said, sorry, we can't take you. So I was literally out the freaking door, and it didn't work out, you know. So I don't know what the issue was there, but it's in the past as far as I'm concerned. Goods are subpar and too expensive, 100%. And again, growing up poor, guys, one of the things I learned to do was make furniture, right? Again, when you wanted something nice, you had to either learn to build it or you had to buy it broken down and learn how to fix it, okay? This is something that's been forgotten in this country. This is why you guys buy new fucking cars every 5 years. Why engineered obsolescence is the most important thing in any product that's built today. This is why everything we buy today looks exactly the same, smells the same, feels the same, is the same, because there's no innovation. Right? Like, why would a company innovate if they'll just continue to make the same thing year after year after year? Oh God, you got a better camera this year. Oh my God, we made the screen, you know, 2,000ths bigger than last year. This is considered innovation. You know, companies like Apple that were making massive innovations in phone technology, massive iProduct lines, haven't developed nothing since Steve Jobs died. The greatest innovation from Apple since Tim Cook was AirPods. That's it. They've created nothing except value for their investor by convincing all you guys to buy the same fucking thing year after year after year after year. You know, so value is not a thing anymore because, again, when you make things in the third world, you don't need to buy quality stuff, right? That's all what I'm always telling you guys. Like, if you have more American business and you buy more American shit that's more expensive, guess what? You make American wages. Well, guess what? You learn to look at quality because, again, if you're going to pay a bunch of money for something, it better be really good, right? And again, most people like buying stuff from their neighbors. I hate to tell you this, but this is like a little bit cliche to say at this point, but you want a strong community? Start buying things from the people that you know in your community. Start buying from things in your area. Stop buying shit on Amazon. Again, academia sold you this fucking convenience culture, and this is bullshit, guys. This idea that you just order everything on Amazon. I just DoorDash everything. Get out in your fucking community. Go meet some people. Go spend some time at the fucking gas station, at the grocery store. Like, get involved. Like, again, everyone just wants to live in their little tiny bubble. And again, no one knows what the fuck is going on because they're served it all up on Fox News. They're served it all up on whatever platform it is they're buying from, TikTok, Instagram. No one knows what is going on in the real world, guys. Everyone is living in their little tiny curated bubble of exactly what it is they want to see, exactly what it is they want to hear, exactly what it is that they want. And it's not good for society, guys. All right, Joseph, I agree. And it's crazy given our jobs and money to immigrants. It is crazy. It's fucking nuts, guys. But again, I make a joke about it as a business owner. Like, if you look at just the sheer like numbers of it, there is no reason to hire an American. Zero. Like, there's no reason for me to employ any of you people because you're too goddamn expensive. You want benefits, right? You want healthcare. You want childcare. You know, you want time off. You know, you want to have a nice place to work, right? You want to be treated with respect. Again, bringing illegal immigrants in here, they don't give a fuck about any of that stuff. They just want to make money because they've never had so much opportunity in their life. They've never seen a country that's so beautiful where you can just work 80 hours a week. You can work 3 jobs at a time. Holy shit. You cannot compete with that, right? Why would I hire you guys to make anything when I can just send it all to India? Like, there's no reason to hire you. Your guys are difficult to work with. You push back. You have an opinion. You're on your phones all the time. You know, you like to smoke weed. You fucking love drugs. Send it over there. They don't deal with any of that shit over there. There's no problem making shit in India because all they want to do is work. They just want to make money. They want to provide for their families. But you guys want, you know, you want extra time and attention to your fucking bullshit issues. All these guys care about is family and work. That's who you're competing with. And again, when you guys come out of college, you're like, oh my God, I got to have safe air, safe drinking water, nice place to work. I want to have 100 airbags in my car. I want to have the best of everything. You're fucking yourselves, guys. And again, there's no other way to say it. You're your own worst enemy. The luxury beliefs that you have, they don't exist in the third world. When you buy shit off Amazon, everything that comes off Amazon exists in a place that doesn't have anything that you believe in. When you let the third world in here do all your work, guess what? They don't care about your luxury beliefs. They just want to make money. They care about family. They care about work. That's it. And you guys care about a million other things other than family and work. So you're completely destroying your society and your own civilization, because the things that you care about do not fucking matter in the real world. You're curating this little tiny life that you think is amazing, and it's destroying it. You're destroying yourselves. So anyway, whew, that's a good one, man. You guys get me worked up. I appreciate that. That's good. My mom says I need to have my blood pressure checked. Okay, Curtis Callan, Melanie is married. Okay, great comment, dude. Not sure what you're saying there. Okay, companies are a problem. The mega corps, the tech corps, they are bad mostly. Yeah, and I agree. But who's going to stop these guys? Again, no one's going to stop using Instagram. No one's going to stop using Facebook. No one's going to stop using YouTube. No one's going to stop using Netflix. Like, you're not going to convince people to stop using these platforms because they love them. Again, because it's a great way to waste time, right? It's a great way to just mindlessly scroll and look at what someone else is doing so that you don't have to do anything. You know, it's and honestly, guys, I use Instagram, I use Facebook, I use Pinterest to push my product, right? To sell. It's a selling platform for me. If you guys go on YouTube, or excuse me, you go on Facebook, Instagram, or Pinterest, you guys will see Resplendent Crow ads. Just type Resplendent Crow. You'll see it. My ads are all over the place. We spend $1,000 a month advertising on these places, and that's what we do. They work for advertising, right? But again, it's a massive waste of time when you're just watching other couples act like a caricature of what a couple really looks like. Oh my God, look how funny my husband is. Like, oh my God, look, oh my God, my husband wants sex. Oh, he didn't slap my ass. Like, you see, it's insane what is considered entertainment day. Our attention spans have gone from watching whatever Lonesome Dove on, the 5 television channels we have to watching a 15-second clip on TikTok 100 times. It's really weird what's happened to this country, guys. All right, chili to Thermex. Chilling to the max. All right, cool. Law and Order is a hilarious term to use for mass kidnapping. Epstein Island convicted felon. Yeah, again, and the whole Epstein thing, this is what I was talking about earlier with the government not doing what they said they're going to do. And again, Donald Trump, one of the things that he ran for president on was releasing the Epstein files. Every time he went on social media, which is what got Donald Trump elected, by the way, every time he went on social media, they would ask him this question about the Epstein files because it's important to the people on the internet. And Trump was like, oh yeah, we're definitely going to release that stuff. The JFK files, the MLK files, we're going to release all of it. And then when it came time to actually do it, fucking government had to create a bill, 427 to 1, if I'm not mistaken, forced Trump's ass to sign it in order to get it brought out. Yet another thing Trump did not do for the people that elected him. Okay, so yeah, Trump's a problem. This whole Epstein thing is a problem. And again, as soon as we get some more Epstein information, guys, I'll talk more about it. Like, I literally started this channel in February talking about Epstein, and it's turned into a thing. Okay, Pam Bondi is going to go before Congress in April, right, and testify as to what's going on with the fucking Epstein files. So look for Pam Bondi because she was subpoenaed by the House Judiciary Committee, if I remember correctly. James Comer subpoenaed her, and so you'll see her publicly in front of Congress in April. So we'll see what happens with the Epstein files then. But again, Pam Bondi's a joke. Pam Bondi has literally lied every step of the way in this process. You guys remember her saying, oh yeah, I got all the Epstein files, they're on my desk, I'm going through them. Like, bitch wasn't going through nothing, right? And then she hands the binders out to all those influencers, right? Remember DC Drano and Liz Wheeler, whatever the hell her name is. Like, again, she played all these people for fools. And then she goes before Congress to talk about what's going on in the country as it pertains to law and order. And again, she's asked about the Epstein files, and all she wants to talk about is the economy. Like, your job isn't to talk about the economy and 401ks. No one gives a fuck what your opinion is on those things. You're the attorney general. Like, you're supposed to talk about law and order. You're supposed to talk about the rules in this country, and are we adjudicating them? So anyway, she's a disgrace. Like, that woman is so disgusting. Chuck B654 says, MAGA, yep, 100%, man. Make Israel great again. Make any country great again, just not America. It's Taylor Dabby, is that or is it Taylor Dabby? Taylor Dabby, 6614, America first. Yes, sir. Yes, America first, 100%, man. All right, Babyface Scheme. Oh, we got super chats coming in, man. I appreciate it. I love when people send super chats, man. That's really cool. Gabe Camacho, 6350 sent $5, man. $4.99. Okay, not trying to be a downer, but hold on, make sure I hit a like on your thing. All right, not trying to be a downer, but my mom fell down and farted and then passed out. It's Sloppy Joe from the back Wednesday. I don't know what you do. Okay. Well, hey, man, you can put your comment in there. I don't know what the hell you're saying. I appreciate the super. Anytime anyone gives a super chat, I really appreciate it. Get your comment read right away. And we always appreciate it. So again, I don't make my money on YouTube, guys. You guys notice a lot of these YouTubers, they're always trying to sell you guys bullshit. They're trying to sell you guys, buy my Patriot Supply, buy my gold. They've got some bullshit sponsor, the VPNs, the BetterHelp. I don't do any of that shit because, again, I make my money selling furniture. I have a real business in St. Louis. I tell everyone that watches the stream, you guys come to St. Louis, come say hi to me because I got a real company. You can actually come and see how we build furniture, what really happens at the factory. I'm not in my garage telling you how I make furniture, like these fucking furniture, these 4i furniture guys. And you got Keith Johnson and all these people. They're literally making their money on content, guys. It drives me crazy. This does not help people learn how to start businesses. You cannot be a content creator on YouTube. The 1% of the 1% are the people that make money on YouTube. Most people make nothing. You know how many people actually get monetized on YouTube? 3% of all the people that start the journey of being monetized on YouTube actually get paid $1. It's very difficult to do, right? Again, I've done it, and again, I don't talk about it much, but it's annoying to me. The people that we see on YouTube, and we think that these are the people that we're going to learn from. You're not going to learn from these people. I'm here to tell you. Okay, but I really appreciate your super chat, dude. So okay, let's see where are we at in the comments. The answer is not to go further left. All right, okay, here we are. So KJV, Saint for Life. The answer is not to go further left, is to embrace freedom and stand against tyranny on the left and the right. Okay, but we have this is a constitutional republic, dude. So we have to elect people every 2 years and every 4 years, right? We can't get rid of that. So when they tell you, hey, vote for the person on the right, they're going to do this thing, right? And then they do nothing, or they give you just a little tiny bit. And then they tell you, hey, now you got to vote for the left. They give you a little tiny bit. This is how the system works. This is why you guys cannot get anything done in this country. The only thing these guys respond to is a cut in taxes. That's it. Less taxes for the corporations by way of tax cuts, less taxes for the poor by way of welfare. This is the only thing that will cut it down. And again, I'm the only person that's saying cut the large corporations off and cut the poor off. You got to cut them all. There's no way you can say, oh, well, the poor, they need the money. The rich don't need it. Again, you create a conflict. You have to cut it all off. You want to take $1 from the rich, take $1 from the poor. When I say rich, I'm meaning tax cuts. Because the rich have access to the system, guys. The poor don't, right? Which I understand. The rich have access to the regulations, the code of federal regulations, which I always lose people when I start talking about this. But the rules that we have here in America make it impossible for you guys to start businesses. It makes it more expensive to do your own thing rather than work for somebody else. It's almost a fucking requirement in this country to go to work for somebody else, to be a wagee or a W-2, because most people can't start their own companies. It's too difficult. There's too many regulations. There's too much bullshit that you have to learn. There's too many people looking to shut you down, to sue you, right? There's too many large corporations looking to buy you out or push competition against you in order to undercut you and put you out of business. It's plain as day to me, guys. I don't know why it's not plain as day to more people. So I don't know. Again, your comment, let's read it one more time. The answer is not to go further left. It is to embrace freedom and start standing against tyranny on the left and the right. How do you stand against tyranny? This is the question. How do you do it? Right? So you made a cool comment and you got my time, you got my attention on it. I think it's a great comment, but give us more. So put it in there. Let's see what you got. All right, Babyface Ski, MAGA influencers are alive and well on YouTube. Man, they're definitely alive and well. So I'm gonna appreciate your comment, Babyface. And again, who's your favorite influencer when it comes to MAGA, right? Who do you watch? Who do you like to get your information from? I want to know who you guys are following. All right, Chuck B 6502, Trump hit par on the weekend. What a legend! I know, man. Good for that guy. All right, $15 lettuce. Yum. Again, I think lettuce is a joke, man. I'm one of these people that thinks that lettuce is for rabbits. I don't need cheap lettuce. What I need are cheap steaks. I need cheap potatoes. I need cheap hamburger. I need cheap cars. I need cheap insurance. I need cheap childcare. I need cheap housing. Fuck me, man. We need the real shit that we actually need in this country needs to be cheap. But you guys are getting cheap televisions. You're getting cheap Chinese-made bullshit. You're getting cheap Vietnamese furniture. You're getting cheap shit coming in from Walmart, Indonesia, Thailand, Bangladesh. That's where the cheap shit is. You guys need the cheap shit here in America, made by Americans for Americans. That's what you guys need. And we need more workers. Holy hell, man. I'm going to be a broken record on this thing. All right, $7,000. I don't know what you're saying about $7,000. Okay, maximum is $273,000. Okay, Razik, I want to know what you're talking about exactly. Again, I talk fast. I talk through a lot of issues, guys. So you got to be specific about what you're talking about in order to jog my memory as I'm moving through the comments. Okay, again, appreciate you guys being here this morning. If you're in the discussion, hit the like button, add the discussion. You like the kind of normie content from a normie little business owner who doesn't have I didn't come from wealthy people. I didn't go to Yale. I don't have a degree in economics. I'm just a normie dude, got really good at making furniture and started a company. That's it. All right, Jack Dunn says, question, Biden or Trump? I don't think it matters, man. I thought Biden was so bad that when Trump came in, like everyone would just love what Trump was bringing into the country, excuse me, the issues that he was going to be pushing, things like mass deportation, tariffs, tax cuts, and that's why Trump won the popular vote, which never happens for Republicans. He also won the swing states, which rarely happens for Republicans. Trump crushed it in every way, shape, or form. He built up a coalition of every generation of Americans to vote for this guy, to get him into office, because they believed in his message. And the truth is that Trump is no longer pushing his message. He's trying to run on other things. So here's the voting demographics, guys. This is one of the things I want to talk about real quick. So when Trump was elected, right, who voted for Trump? It's important that people understand this, and this is why we're so betrayed by this president, why so many people just feel like there's no hope, right? There's a lot of nihilism because, again, Trump was supposed to be the answer. Listen to this, all right? So when we look at all the survey companies that are out there, Pew Research, NBC, PRRI, Navigator Research, these companies that track this kind of content, okay? So the people that voted for Trump, right? You had 55% male, 45% women, okay? Race and ethnicity, right? 55% of the white population voted for Trump, all right? 13% voted for, 17% of black people voted for Trump. 48% of Hispanics voted for Trump. Now, why is that? That number is actually really important because, again, Trump hates Latinos. Trump hates immigrants, right? He hates Muslims. We heard all this stuff. The truth is, guys, Hispanics and foreigners that come into this country the legal way, they fucking hate illegals. They fucking hate them because they spent so much time trying to come into this country to do it the right way. It's a major slap in the face when another person comes in here the illegal way. These people hate it more than we do. Like, again, if you're one of these academic, bleeding heart, fucking blue-haired Karen bitches, you guys are screaming, oh my God, they're trying to kick out the illegals. It's not fair. They hate immigrants. They hate foreigners. No, foreigners hate foreigners. This is what really happens in this country. And again, I don't know why people don't understand this. Like, again, I'm married to an immigrant. Her whole fucking family's here. They're all immigrants. You think when they came in here, they just walked through the border? Like, no, they fucking hate illegal immigration because it took them so goddamn long to get here. That's how great this country is, guys. People spend years of their life trying to make it into America. You have countries that dedicate entire demographics of their populations just to coming to America to make their lives better, right? This is how fantastic this country is. So when Trump won that Hispanic vote, it's very telling. Like, these people wanted the same thing. Everybody in America wants what Trump ran on, or I shouldn't say everyone. The majority of people in America want what Trump ran on, but he's not doing it because he's pandering to big tech, big businesses, and a country that no American will ever go to in the Middle East, in a place they probably shouldn't even be, all right? I know it's a controversial thing to say, but, it's, anyway, Asian voters. 40% of Asian voters voted for Trump, okay? Other races, it's, again, we're not going to talk about that. But by gender, okay? White men, 60% for Trump, right? Hispanic men, 50% voted. 50% of Hispanic men voted for Trump. 24% of black men voted for Trump. That's an all-time high. Okay, black people are even fucking tired of the situation. Black people don't want welfare, guys. Black people don't want you to tell them, how racism kept them down. They don't want to hear you tell them how they just need a hand up, right? They don't want you to tell them, hey, we're going to get you some more Section 8. You know what they want? They want a fucking job. Right? They want to learn some skills, and they don't want to have to compete with the third world, who would rather come in here. Businesses would rather have these people come in here than train these people. They want to be told that, hey, the only thing you can do is go to college. They don't want to hear that shit. They want to hear that someone's going to make the economy better for them, so they can go out and get a job. Get some real fucking skills, do some real work. So black men overwhelmingly, I shouldn't say overwhelmingly, more black men voted for Donald Trump than in recent memory, okay? Educated versus non-educated, right? So non-educated people, 66% of non-educated people voted for Donald Trump, right? 44% of college graduates voted for Donald Trump. Okay, that's very good for Donald Trump, right? And Trump's famous line is, I hate the I love the uneducated. I always love it when he says that. I love the poorly educated, right? That's how he worded it. I love the wages. Oh, it's so funny. Okay, then by age. And here's the thing that, again, I don't think enough people understand about our country and about the demographics of everything that's happening in America today. The boomers are dying, guys. the way that we ran this country for the last 50 years is dying, right? And so you are going to see changes because, again, the younger people that have access to more information, they're not watching the same propaganda outfits that they used to. They actually have an opinion, and the opinion that they have is this country is in a lot of trouble, you know? So, all right. So who voted for Donald Trump, right? By age, right? 18 to 29%. This is your Gen Z and young millennials. 43% of these people voted for Donald Trump, right? That's very high for young people. There's that popular saying that, you know, if you're not a Democrat when you're young, you don't have a heart. If you're not a Republican when you get older, you don't have a brain. These kind of things. Young people don't vote for vote for Republicans. Young people don't vote for old frickin', you know, I should say old people. They don't vote for people like a Donald Trump, right? Business people, so on and so forth, right? So people that are 30 to 40 years old, right? This would be, I guess, technically be my demographic. 47% of these people voted for Donald Trump. 54 to 64%, 45 to 64-year-olds, 54% supported Donald Trump. And then 65 and older, 50% supported Donald Trump, okay? So a lot of Trump's voter base are actually older people, right? And again, this is dying. This idea of what Trump ran on I need to back up. Hold on. I need a cup of coffee here. Sip of coffee. This younger demographic voted for Donald Trump because of what he ran on, right? These ideas of ending nation building, right? Ending foreign conflicts. These ideas of prioritizing U.S. interests over global interests, right? This idea of reducing overseas military commitments and nation building. Trump ran all this stuff. The young people bought into it, and he deceived everyone. He's lied to everyone. He has not done what he said he was going to do, and he's completely changed what his platform that he campaigned on and won the presidential election on was supposed to be. You know, so a lot of demographic change is happening in our country right now, and again, if Trump doesn't realize that he got a lot of young people and a lot of races that would not normally vote for a person like him to vote for him, if he doesn't understand that he has betrayed them, that he is doing the thing that is causing the revolt against him, if he doesn't see this, like, he has no chance. Like, midterms are going to come. This guy's going to get wiped out in the midterms. Democrats are going to sweep it, and then they're just going to impeach him. Like, he'll literally get impeached in the House and probably the Senate. Like, they'll get rid of this guy because, again, no one likes what Donald Trump is doing. He's betrayed everyone for tech workers and for multinational corporations and one little tiny country in the Middle East. Everyone. And again, he's pushed away everyone that's been our allies, you know, for whatever, since World War II ended. He's pushed away all these people. He's called them stupid. He's called them dumb. Yeah, the guy's in deep shit, you know. So, all right, keep going with their comments. You guys' comments are the ones that get me make the stream last so long. You guys are the ones that give me the ability to talk for 2 hours a day. If I just had to read the news like they do on like Breaking Points or Fox News or one of these, like, I couldn't do it. There's no way. It's the comments that literally propelled this thing forward. So I appreciate everyone adding their comments in here, and it's all about you guys at this point. I try and read what you want to read, and I just go back and forth with you guys on it, and I love it. It's awesome. Thank you very much. Hit the like button if you like this content. All right. McKelly says, you want people to grow if it benefits you and doesn't threaten your business. Okay. Read your comment one more time there, McKelly. You want people to grow if it benefits you and doesn't threaten your business. No, that's not true. No, here's what I want, McKelly. So I bought my first home when I was 21 years old. No education, building furniture. That's what I want for everyone. I want everyone to be able to buy a home without an education and be able to make a living. You know, and again, you need educated people. The educated people are probably going to own the business. The educated people are probably going to be the managers, and that's fine. But young people have to be able to purchase homes, have to be able to buy cars, have to be able to buy some shit when they're young and not give it all to rent seekers, right? Not give it all to subscriptions. Until we fix that, like, we're in deep trouble. So again, there's plenty of pie in my industry. If more people want to start furniture businesses, let them. I'll show you how. I talk about it all the time. I've got a group, $9.99 a month, you know, $10 a month. You want to come and talk business? You want to learn how to start a furniture business? You want to learn how to do woodworking? You want to learn how to compete against me? I'm happy to talk about it because there's plenty of pie for everyone, guys. I'm not a gatekeeper. It's unnecessary. So, okay, let's see. It's natural behavior. And again, Mikhail, I disagree with you on that one. But again, I appreciate your comment, and I think you're actually right. I think what most people believe is what you're saying. I 100% believe it, but I'm here to tell you guys it's not the case. So, all right, Robert P. and Robert P. 17T. Work is fun when you get older. A lot of people having trouble in business. Work are also just too young and haven't gotten to that point yet mentally. I love work, good or bad. Yeah, man, I don't care. Yeah, I agree 100%, man. I think I love work. I've worked my entire life. I've always worked 60 to 80 hours a week, and it's always been good to me. Hard to get in trouble when you work all the time. Did the kid thing, did the house, the wife thing, did the house thing, done the vacation thing, done it all, and life's been good. And now I'm 46 years old, I think, and I still work all the time, and I love it. I wouldn't do anything else. What else am I going to do? What am I watching an extra episode of Landman? What am I gonna do with all this? What am I gonna add another addition onto my home? Like when I go buy another car? What am I gonna do with all this free time? I want to stream Instagram for another couple of hours. Like there's more to life than just having extra time. So I appreciate your comment there, Rob. That's a great comment. I guess we were already experiencing it. Minnesota almost did it. I guess we are already experiencing it. Minnesota already did it. Okay, I'm not sure what you're saying there, Robert. All right, how's your business doing RN? Okay, Joseph, I don't know if you're talking about me, if you're talking to somebody else, but my business is doing okay. We're doing just fine. Again, the thing about business guys that most people, a lot of workers don't understand what happens behind the scenes. So the way a business's income works, unless you're like a contract-based business, is it goes like this. Meanwhile, everyone that's doing the work and getting the paycheck, everything just seems to go like this, right? But behind, it's all going like this. One worker like, oh my God, I got so many sales, I don't know what to do. I need to hire more people. Then the next one, you're like, oh fuck, where'd all my sales go? I need to get rid of people. Like I got to find money to keep my people. This is how business actually works, So anyway. Great comment there. Okay, do you buy? Robert P says, do you buy phones? I don't know. I do buy phones. We buy phones for the people that we need to in our company. I buy a lot of phones. All right. When 0811, you need to be quiet. Why should I pay more taxes than a billionaire? We pay more taxes than Trump. We working people are an idiot. Sean pays $700 in taxes, and poor is taxed to death. Okay. Well, and when again. I like your comment, and again, I think your comment is widely popular. I think there are a lot of people that believe this kind of stuff. The wealthy pay all the taxes that they're legally obligated to pay, right? And one of the things that we do is we keep accountants on staff, and we make sure that we are abiding by all the taxes. What wealthy corporations do is they specifically carve out niches for their business so they pay less taxes. Corporations actually pay more taxes, I believe. I take it back. Income taxes are the number one form of tax generation. The next is business income. Businesses should pay more in taxes, right? But the average citizen pays the bulk of it by way of income taxes. Now, what you guys understand about the people that actually pay the tax, it's basically the people that are making above $100,000 a year that are paying the bulk of the taxes, right? So technically speaking, if you make about $50,000 or less, you actually don't pay any taxes. You will get a refund at the end of the year if you paid in too much in taxes, So to say that the wealthy people don't pay their fair share of taxes is actually not true. They do use the tax code to reduce the amount of taxes that they pay, So it's a little bit nuanced, but it's not really that complicated. But it's not simply that the wealthy are sticking it to the poor. That's complete bullshit. The poor don't pay any fucking taxes anyway. In fact, they actually are a net drain on society because they actually get more back in benefits than they pay in taxes, So, okay, Robert P. I'm becoming an electrician. Man, that's cool, dude. I'm curious, Robert, what did you do before you were looking to be an electrician? And again, and what's your age, man? It seems like you got some pretty wise comments there. And why'd you choose electrician? I think they call electricians are like the divas of the trades. Okay, that's cool, man. We need more people doing trade work. Like I said, we need more people working with their hands, doing manufacturing, getting into the factory. Again, the factory, guys, isn't what it used to be. Like I'm here to tell you guys this. It's not like the dust everywhere, and the machines are just bleeding oil, and you got little child labor in there working, and people are working their fingers to the bone. Like it's not like that anymore. But again, if you listen to academics, that's what they'll tell you. Only the poor and the idiots work with their hands. Okay, Mikkel. You'll never convince these folks that don't think to do better. They do listen to the hateful music. They do believe their own truths. They want bad things and want you not to call them out. Yeah, I know, and it's just one of these things. Like, again, I just don't give a fuck. Like, I'll talk exactly how I see it, and I'm done being quiet. I'm done being silent. I'm done having to live in my own little bubble of the thing that I've created, and I'm going to tell everyone. I'm going to speak the truth, and that's a tough thing to do sometimes. All right, all while claiming the high ground. Yep. All right, Minister Tim Olthy presents. Minister Timothy. Oh, Mr. Timothy presents. Okay, cool. Taxes are optional. Prove me wrong with written law. And again, everyone says this. And again, I'll prove you wrong just by like tax liens. I'll just prove you wrong by all the nasty letters that you get. I'll prove you wrong by, Wesley Snipes going to jail for tax avoidance. Like, you have to pay taxes. And again, everyone always claims that you don't have to pay it, but again, you have to. They'll come after you, and they'll use the IRS, they'll use the Department of Labor, they'll use all kinds of institutions to come after you. Now, if you could find a state that is willing to push back and say, you know what, our people aren't paying taxes in the federal system anymore, you might have a chance. But otherwise, no, the government will come after you, and it doesn't take very long too. So they'll put liens on everything you own, and if you won't pay, they'll put you in jail. They'll auction off all your shit, and it's just like family court. Family court and the IRS are the two most destructive, the two most coercive areas of our economy that we have, especially if you're like a man, like you're fucked. So, okay, let's see. This is a Marlins fan 360. I left MAGA. I don't want to save this place anymore. Yeah, it's a lot of people have that kind of nihilistic attitude, and the truth is, man, it's like we just got to go further left, guys. Like everyone's just got to vote. You just got to vote left. Like Biden wasn't left enough. Kamala probably isn't left enough. Like I said, we're all going to be paying 50, 60% in taxes. We're going to get to where, the government's going to subsidize housing for the poor even more. We're probably going to have some kind of, rent caps on things. We'll probably have free healthcare, free everything, and the wealthy people will have to pay for all of it. And they'll probably all leave the country at that point, which is actually very difficult to do, by the way. So, yeah, I don't know. I think we just got to go further left. We got to bring more illegals in here. We got to, we need more Zorhan Mondamis in this country, until we can finally get someone in here who will create a system and run on a platform that we can then get some real change on and take this country back to what it was like, in the 90s even, like take it back to what it was like in the 50s even, like where we actually built housing for the country, right? Where we actually had a country of workers that wanted to work, that wanted to have families, that weren't brainwashed by academia yet, not having any fucking kids anymore. And we got to get back to that. It's going to take a different kind of a person, so I don't know who it's going to be. Okay, Mikhail's saying, KJV, I agree. All right, but GL convincing people. Good luck convincing people. Yeah, again, let's see, it's never going to stop. All right. Again, let me see where I'm at in the comments, guys. I think I'm doing okay. Holy shit, I am actually way behind. All right, what is this? Do we got a super chat in here? I think I already read this one, right? Give me just 1 second, guys. I need to kind of go through my comments, see where I'm at. If I get too far behind, I lose people. So, okay. All right, so we're going to start in here. I'm going to go about, let's go to the very end here. We'll move back about a few comments here. All right, Son's in here. Son, good to see you, dude. All right, 2 rules thus far, gents. Don't spam and no zero effort posts. You can disagree, just say what he gets wrong. All right, that's a good thing. So Son's one of our moderators on here. And again, he just crushes all the dumb shit comments, right? We want high. It's just like when you are trying to sell a product, right? You want to be able to sell your product to a qualified customer, right? You don't want to be selling just to anyone. You want to be talking to someone who's a decision maker. You want to talk to someone that actually makes shit happen. It's the same thing on here. If you're going to put a comment out there, you got to be a qualified, participant in the comments, right? You got to put something that people actually want to read, that actually contributes to the conversation. Otherwise, yeah, Sun or Titan's probably just going to crush it. So we only do comments that really mean something, all right? So again, Sun, appreciate being here, dude. Okay, Adu V81, you're not the only, you're not the only sentient, intelligent being. Europe is also there, plus others. They're talking about the end of Pax Americana. The Golden Dome will not be permitted to be built. And again, I like what you're saying there. I absolutely agree with you. Like, there's a lot of other countries that have a lot of cool things to offer and are doing great things. I just got done going through all the other countries that are trying to incentivize young people to have kids, right? Things like, tax breaks for having kids. Like, you have 4 kids, no more taxes for you. Things like low-income loans for families that want to have kids, right? But again, you got to promote family first, right? And America's not going to promote family. Like, you think you're going to go to fucking college and they're going to promote family? Like, again, they think that every woman needs to be at home with her feet bound, popping out kids, cooking food for her man, as he comes home and, gets a blowjob from her. Like, it's the things that we believe about what women are supposed to do in society is disgusting, all right? And it comes from academia. But again, I told you, a lot of other countries really trying to promote healthy families, really trying to promote having families. But again, America is paying for all of it because NATO is America. NATO is not all these other countries. American military is what makes NATO a thing, right? They got a lot of universal health care over there. They got universal child care over there in Europe. They got a lot of tax incentives for people to have kids over there. We don't have that shit here, right? We got this one stupid deduction that if you get married, you'll get a deduction. That's it. They're giving you little tiny tax credits to have kids here, okay? Again, when you're someone like me who pays shit tons in taxes, having kids, save myself 50 grand a year in taxes, now you're talking, low income, like I would love to move, Like, what if I could sell my home, right, which I got at 3% right now? What if I could go buy another home, have some kids, get a nice low interest 3% interest rate loan to go, move? That would move some, especially if I was a young person. If I was in my 20s again, holy shit, are you kidding me? Again, you want young people to have kids, you got to incentivize them to have kids. You got to stop telling them that, men and women are exactly the same, and women don't need no man, right? And everyone can be Carrie Bradshaw from Sex and the City. Like, we've got to stop this, guys. Like, you can't have women deciding when they're 40, like, oh my God, I'm going to have kids now. Like, again, guys don't want that shit. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. Like, we're not looking for 40-year-olds to have kids with. I'm sorry, we're just not, but I don't know, man. Again, and that Golden Dome thing, again, what the fuck do we need a Golden Dome for? We got the Golden Pacific and the Golden Atlantic. Like, our enemies to the north don't hate us, right? Our neighbors to the south don't hate us. We don't need a Golden Dome. This isn't like, Israel on steroids. We don't need that shit here. But if we continue to bomb the rest of the world and we continue to project our might and our way of life on the rest of the world, we'll just create more terrorists. We'll create more people that want to, destroy America, so stop it. It doesn't seem that complicated to me. Like, stop fucking with everyone, bring everything home, not everything, but bring a lot of things home and work on this country. Work on what makes America great. Take some of the things that these other countries have done by way of these tax credits and incentivizing young families and help these people. You want to send everyone to college, great, send them to college, but then incentivize them to have kids, because most people don't want to have kids today. They're waiting until they're 30, 40 years old. And again, that's no good for women. It becomes risky. That's where you need things like IVF, right? Anyway, let's not go into that. But I appreciate your comment. All right, Jeffrey Turtleman. I think we need more Golden Domes. All right, cool, man. Let's see. America's kind of an eyesore. Well, we turned into one. Again, we used America. I mean, believe it or not, America is the greatest force for good in the world that the civilization has ever known. And when I say that, what I'm talking about is getting people out of poverty. Like, America is the single greatest sender of foreign aid and technology to the rest of the world that allows all these other countries to build their countries up. Like, China is literally our greatest adversary because we sent all the work to China. We built this country up. Now we got to defend against them, which is freaking crazy. But America's been a great source for good, but it's starting to sour, right? I mean, too much of a good thing is never good. All right, real Sanzi, Pax Americana never existed. ROI Americana, sure, but America global control is never peaceful. It's seen more wars than ever, just shorter, more surgical wars. Yeah, and I agree with you. Like, America didn't used to be this way, right? Like, again, we used to have like little tiny conflicts and things like that, but it seems like lately, like, we are just hyper focused on the Middle East, and I don't understand why. Trump has been the first president we've had in a long time that really thinks that he can just go snatch leaders, and again, they'll get a leader that will agree with America, though. Like, it won't piss the people off. What I don't think he understands is that you can snatch a leader and elicit a change, right? But when you snatch a leader and then draw a country into a war, you're not going to get that. Like, he's not willing to admit that what he's done over in Iran right now is essentially started another war. And again, when you bomb somebody's brother or someone's dad or someone's grandfather, no matter how much they hate the regime that's in power, they're going to hate you more. And again, we just, for whatever reason, we can't get right with that. We can't understand that. We create our own enemies. A lot of the refugees that we have here in America come from countries that we've destabilized. So the force for good that America's been for a long time is really souring. And again, for whatever reason, our politicians don't want to work on America. I don't know why. I've talked about it earlier in the stream, all the bills that Congress have talked about but will not bring to a floor to a vote, because again, it would affect Congress and the American people would actually like it. They won't even talk about it, So it's, generally things related to sexual harassment, stock trading, pedophiles, stuff like that. Again, they want nothing to do with it, even though the American people absolutely want it. Things like universal health care, universal child care, overwhelming support in America. We can't get it here. They won't even bring it to a vote. We'll pay for other countries to have it, but we won't have it here in America. So it's we're in a bad state. But man, real good comment, dude. I appreciate it. All right, Bob S5E4Q, we need to change how we help the poor. I need to go to a helping hand. We need to go to a helping hand, not a handout. Yeah, and Bob, I think you're 100% right. That's the kind of stuff that I advocate for. Like, you got to give people jobs. You got to show people how to do things, right? And when the answer is, oh, well, just go to college, like, you're not fucking helping people. Like, there's so many people that don't want to do that kind of work. You got to give them real jobs. And like I said, when I look at resumes, like, and I've looked at, I mean, I've probably hired and fired 100 people in my day. And the truth is that a lot of these resumes, especially from the urban community, they've got like 12 jobs in 6 years. They cannot hang on to jobs. You'll see where they'll have a job for a month, another job for 2 months, another job for 3 months. And it's all bullshit jobs, guys. It's all Amazon workers and fucking DoorDash and, like Subway, McDonald's, Taco Bell, these kind of jobs that have no allegiance to their employees. They have no loyalty to their employees. They just pass people around like a coal. They don't give a fuck. And it creates a system where these guys are learning skills that aren't in demand. They're learning skills that aren't valuable, which is why these companies just move people in and out. Because the system is to move people in and out and not give them real skills, not actually build them up to where they're so valuable the company can't get rid of them. Like, oh my God, heaven forbid, Taco Bell actually have an employee who's so valuable they can't get rid of him. But no, they don't do that. And it's too bad. So yeah, but I agree with you. We need to stop with the money and start with the jobs. Start with the skills. So again, I'm all for welfare. Like, give people welfare, but say, look, you want some fucking welfare? You're going to school, dude. You're going to go work for this small business. They're going to teach you how to do some shit. And guess what? If you don't fucking act like a normal employee, if you don't get along with these people, guess what? No welfare. I'm sorry. No fucking welfare. You can go to the shelter. You can go to the church. You can go anywhere you want, but you ain't getting money from us. You don't want to learn. You don't want to become a productive member of society. Like, we're done with you. So it's hardcore, man. But that's just how I see it. All right, son, no zero for post. Say what he's wrong. All right, cool. Appreciate it, son. And again, these guys are just going to wipe you guys out. We're not going to let comments in. You guys think that we're just looking for tons of comments and we're just looking to get the stream to as many people as possible. Like, no, we're trying to have real conversations about what happens in the world, about real current events. And again, about the topic, which we started with Tim Pool and talking about MAGA, so that's what we're talking about today. So I'm happy to interact with all you guys. I'll give you any information you want. I'll pontificate on whatever you guys want to talk about. But no bullshit comments, like we're just done. All right, did I listen to you? I'm starting to understand the MAGA frustration. Okay, well, again, okay, and actually with that comment, let's dig into, let's go back to the rest of our MAGA conversation. Okay, so we covered what MAGA actually meant when Donald Trump was running for president, right? We talked about the America First foreign policy, prioritizing U.S. interests, U.S. national interests over global alliances and international institutions, right? Reducing overseas military commitments and nation building, ending endless wars, and demand allies pay their fair share, right? Stronger borders and immigration enforcement, build and expand the border wall, right? Mass deportations for illegal immigrants, end birthright citizenship, limit legal immigrants, right? So those are some things around. Okay, next thing was economic nationalism and protectionism. Impose tariffs on imports to protect American manufacturing and bring back jobs. Reduce independence on foreign supply chains, right? This is a big one. Energy independence through fossil fuels, okay? Trump's done fuck all with this, right? He let the tech companies build their own power stations, but heaven forbid, you get to build your own power station. Your community gets to build your own power station. Your city gets to build its own power station, okay? Now, Trump did just green light a oil refinery, which is something. You give the guy credit, he did it, But again, Biden and all the academics, right, have been pushing solar panels and wind power for the last 20 years. How's that worked out? Trillions of dollars spent by the taxpayer, no fucking energy. Okay, so Trump was supposed to do that, lower taxes and regulations to boost business and wages. Okay. Lowering taxes is awesome for businesses. It allows us to hire more people, buy more equipment, and reduce the amount of money we got to pay every day to keep people employed and to create new products, right? Trump's tax cuts were a little mid, if I'm being completely honest. I did buy a CNC router because of bonus depreciation, right? How's bonus depreciation work? Basically means that I can spend $20,000 on a router. I can then go get a loan for that router, right? For $20,000, put no money down, get that loan, set it out over 3 years, right? So my payments or whatever, $1,000 a month on that router. Excuse me, 2 years. $1,000 a month on that router. I can write off that entire asset the day that I buy it, whether it's a service or not, right? The minute I buy it, it's done. I can write it off, and then I can use that as essentially an expense to then pay less taxes on the income that I produce. So that is a good thing, right? That allows me to have more cash in my pocket and pay less in taxes. So I think that's a good thing, But it was, like I said, it was kind of mid. All right. Other things that Trump ran on with the MAGA movement: law and order, support police and oppose, defund the police movements, right? Which I think he's done that. Tougher penalties for violent crime and repeat offenders. How many times have I talked to you guys about all the high-profile crime that we have here in America, right? They're arrested 20, 30, even 40 times before they kill someone, right? 20, 30 times before they take their car and run it through crowds of people in the street, right? And again, it's these highly educated, liberal fucking judges that allow these people to get off every time. Every time. Oh, they're poor. Oh, they didn't have a dad. Or, oh my God, their mom didn't like them. Or, oh, they got kids at home. They got to go deal with these problems. It's always the taxpayer that takes it up the ass when you have these bleeding heart people. Law and order is not important to them. It's what's your background? How are you oppressed? Are you gay? Are you a woman? It's always something else other than what fucking crime did you commit? How did you affect the taxpayer, right? And I've said it many times. Another reason that these judges and these people don't like to enforce the laws is because they got no money. The criminals have no money. What are you going to take from them? Meanwhile, if you own a business, if you own a home, if you got some money, well, guess what? They'll throw the entire weight of the federal government against you to come get you. The states will come after you. The cities will come after you because you got something to lose. So the people that are paying the taxes and making everything possible, they're more likely to have to be accountable to the law than the criminals that commit the crimes. So and that's just really how it works. So Trump was supposed to help out with that. I don't know if he's done that. Other things he ran on, we got cultural conservatism and anti-woke stance, right? Oppose critical race theory, gender ideology in schools, and end transgender participation in sports aligned with biological assessments. Okay, Trump did all that. Knocked it out of the park on that one for sure. Protect religious liberty and traditional values. Again, he's kind of, I think he's moving in the right direction on that one. Criticize cancel culture and defend free speech, right? I think he's knocked out of the park on that one. Promote patriotism and American exceptionalism in education and public life, okay? I think he's probably done some of that. But again, cultural conservatism, that's an easy thing to run. It requires no taxes. It requires no, getting with government. It requires no writing bills, resolutions. It requires none of that. It's just talk, Election integrity and distrust of institutions. His claim that the 2020 election was stolen through court rejections. Again, has Trump done anything on that? Again, if the election was stolen, where's the prosecution for the people that stole the election, right? Push voter ID, proof of citizenship, and restricting mail-in voting, okay? During COVID, the mail-in voting thing was probably got more people to vote than ever, but it was also the thing that was potentially the most able to be fraudulent, okay? Now, this SAVE Act, which is a big thing, right? Everyone's talking about the SAVE Act right now, voter ID. A lot of people aren't voting for this thing because it also abolishes mail-in voting unless you're a member of the military. Now, I personally support that, but if I was Trump in this case, I'd be taking what you can get. If you can get just voter ID, goddamn it, get something. Trump has has signed 4 bills from Congress since he's been in office, okay? The guy's done nothing, absolutely nothing for the American people. This would be something. Trump needs a W, man. He's just taken L after L after L after L. He has deep skepticism of mainstream media, intelligence agencies, and deep state. Okay, again, Trump has a lot of skepticism about the mainstream media. Where the fuck do you think Trump spends all his time? That's all he does is spend his time on Fox News, talking to CBS, ABC. This is all mainstream media. Again, Trump is surrounding himself with other people that spend their time on Fox News. You guys notice this? Lindsey Graham's all over Fox News. Ted Cruz all over Fox News. Pam Bondi all over Fox News. These people just run to the thing that he claims he's skeptical of. So again, I call bullshit on this one. Trump's full of shit. Support for January 6th defendants and criticism of federal outreach. Okay, again, Trump pardoned all the J6ers, and again, like it, dislike it, I don't really have an opinion on it, but he absolutely did. Okay, the last thing is this anti-globalism and sovereignty. This was the other leg of MAGA, okay? Withdraw from renegotiation, multilateral agreements seen as harmful. Things like the Paris Climate Accord, the World Health Organization, and the Iran nuclear deal, right? So pulling out of the climate Paris Accords, again, probably a good thing, and I think he did that. Pulling out of the WHO, he did that, and then pulling out of the Iran nuclear deal, he pulled out of that. That's the JCPOA, which is what Obama had put in place. Again, pulled out of that, and what happened? We're in fucking war now. That's amazing. So really did good there. Okay, reject globalist institutions that infringe on U.S. sovereignty. Reject global institutions that infringe on U.S. sovereignty. Okay, well, I'm not sure if he's doing much there. He clearly doesn't respect sovereignty. I mean, we know that. He literally went to Venezuela and snatched the leader. So sovereignty apparently not a big deal. Trump's talking about going into Cuba right now. So he clearly doesn't give a fuck about sovereignty. Didn't he go in and help kill the cartel member there in Mexico? Talked about going and snatching Greenland. Trump doesn't care about sovereignty at all, but it was one of the things that he ran on his platform. So again, sounded good. 80 million people voted for the guy on it, and again, he screwed the pooch on that one. Emphasize national pride, borders, and self-reliance. Okay, again, hard to rely on self-reliance when you're outsourcing all the work and bringing the third world in here. They're incompatible, right? Think of like a national pride. Okay, again, what he talks about is national exceptionalism, right? He thinks America's better than everyone. You guys need to do it how we do it. And if you don't want to do it the way we want to do it, we'll send our military over there. Or maybe we'll send our SEALs over there. We'll snatch your leader out of your country, you know? Or maybe we'll just come take your fucking country because, again, you're not doing anything with it and it's not helping the world. So, again, you have to do it America's way. That is not American pride. That is exceptionalism. That is imperialism. And so, again, you can agree with it. MAGA is broke because, again, Trump isn't doing what he ran on. Plain and simple. That's it. You know, so, again, I guess I got a whole bunch of stuff that Tim Pool talked about. I'm clearly not going to get to it. I'm at a minute. I'm at my 2-hour mark that I want to be at, you know. So let's go through a few more comments, guys. And let's probably have to end the stream today. 2 hours is about all I can give you guys. I got to get to work. I appreciate everyone doing all the comments. Hit the like button. And, again, let's go with a few more comments. I appreciate everyone that sent super chats, that sent super gifts and stuff like that. It's a quick way to get your comment read. It's impossible for me to keep up with all the people that want to be in here, but I try and acknowledge everyone. This is a cast where we actually talk to people. I'm not just talking to myself and then all you guys are commenting. We actually comment with you guys. We got moderators in here that eat away all the bullshit comments so that we actually get real good quality comments in our streamers. So again, Titan Brew and Sun, I really appreciate you guys being in here. It's really important. Okay. Titan says, relevant speech comments are read in the channel. Be relevant. Yep. Yeah. Again, that's what we do here, guys. That's why everyone comes to the stream now. We talk about things as a normie, as a real normal guy that, again, didn't come from much, doesn't have much. Again, got really good at doing one thing, like working with his hands, and then getting a business going on and starting a business. Again, not easy. I'm not going to tell you guys how to get rich. I'm not trying to sell you guys gold. I'm not trying to sell you guys some bullshit Chinese-made T-shirts and shit like that. It's just, we just talk about current events and business and woodworking, furniture, all these kind of things. So, all right, let's go to the very end here, and we'll jump back on our comments. And again, I appreciate it. Who's this? We got, haven't seen you before. War W Key. War W Key. That's an interesting name. Commercial and residential license. Okay, dude, I got to go back to War W Key. I want to see your comments here. Let's see where you started. Hold on one second, guys. Let's get this guy's comments here. He's a newbie. We always want to point out the new people. Again, I try and learn everyone. It's very difficult to do. We got so many people in here, but I try to remember who comes in here. So, War W Key, I don't remember you, but let's see what you're saying. So you're talking about at this person, I do plumbing and make 18K a month USD. So yes, you can. Fucking awesome, dude. That's what we want to hear, guys. We want to hear that you guys can do normal work and you can make a good salary, $18,000 a month, right? That's fantastic, man. That's over $200,000 a year, guys. And again, you're probably taking it up the A on taxes, but man, good on you. What kind of plumbing do you do? Are you working under a business? Do you have your own business? Is there a grading in your industry? Like, are you an apprentice? Are you a master plumber? How many years of experience do you have? What does it take to make $18,000 a month as a plumber? That's super valuable information for people. Okay, fantastic. And again, let us know what state you're in, dude. That's great money. It says, I'm 24, and yes, I do. Fucking awesome, man. That is so great. So did you go to school? Did you get a trade degree? Did you learn from somebody on the job? Did you start doing it when you were 18 years old? Were you doing it in high school? What's the story there? So it's awesome. Commercial and residential license. Cool. All right, laughing out loud. People just don't fucking work hard and complain. They don't make money when they choose to work for mega corporation businesses. Read your comment one more time. People just don't fucking work hard and complain they can't make money when they choose to work for mega corporation businesses. Yeah, that's what I'm always telling you guys. Like, you stop working for these large corporations, man. They're outsourcing all your work, and instead of employing you, they're bringing the third world in here to do your job for you instead. Work for smaller businesses, guys. Work for businesses when you get out of high school. Get a relationship with a company. Learn to do some shit, you know? So, all right, freaking awesome, man. War WK, I appreciate your comments, man. Okay, let's see. I have my own business. I'm in my state, Arizona, where is no master. I have my own business in my own state, Arizona. There is no master plumber license. Okay, all right, fantastic. So again, Guy's young, got his own business in Arizona, making $18,000 a month as a plumber. All right, cool. And War WK, let us know real quick, what would a plumber make in your similar situation working under somebody else, working for a business? Like, I would guess that they'd probably make somewhere between $60,000 and $80,000 a year is kind of what I would think you would pay someone working under you. So I'm very curious to know how that goes. Man, maybe I'm way off, but everyone always talks about the trades. Like, oh my God, if you listen to like Fox News and these people that claim that they know what the trades are all about. They'll claim, oh my God, you're going to make $180,000 as a plumber. And then a person will go become a plumber and they'll be like, wait a minute, like I thought I was going to make a shit ton of money. They're making 80 grand a year, which is not nothing. It's great money. But these people talk up the trades like it's the answer to everything, and it's not. The answer is showing up every day on time and then busting your ass, learning some shit and volunteering for everything. When you volunteer for everything, you get to learn all kinds of stuff. So, all right, War W key. Okay, I pay my people. I pay people under me $1,000 a week and more experiences, $2,500 a week. Fucking awesome, dude. Okay, so I'm kind of in line with what I was thinking you were paying people. Okay, now a lot of people say, well, God, this guy, he's making a ton of money and he's not paying his people shit. Like, no, that's how it works, guys. Because trust me, this guy is not just fucking doing plumbing work. He's not just under sinks, running couplers and, freaking elbow pipes. Like the guy's literally having to generate more sales. He has to make sure that, he's got the insurance coverage. He's got to make sure the trucks work. He's got to make sure the customers are happy. He's got to do the follow-ups. He's got to do the marketing. He's got to make sure people know that he has a business so that his people can then go have a job, right? Like this is how it works. A lot of people don't understand this, so friggin' awesome, man. I'm glad you're here, dude. I hope it works out for you. My wife also works with me and handles all the calls. There you go. This is how it works in our business. Like, I handle most of the operations. My wife is the greatest saleswoman that's ever existed. She makes it all possible for us to have fucking jobs. So, awesome, dude. War WK, great comment, man. Again, come back in the stream. Like I said, we talk about current event once a day. I own a furniture company here in St. Louis, Missouri. We got 9 employees. We do a small 7 figures of business. We run about 500 pieces a year, and it's a great little middle-class living. Not always easy, though. So there's plenty of months where I don't make any money. But I guess business owners kind of understand that stuff. So friggin' awesome. Okay, let's go through a few more comments, guys, and then I got to get out of here. Look for a couple more. So we got Titan Brew in here. Nobody should have to work. Nobody should have to work a job with a wage that doesn't cover the basic needs to live. Businesses like Walmart, McDonald's shouldn't pay a wage that leaves the employee eligible for SNAP. And so Titan said that before. I absolutely agree with this. So you guys know that Walmart's the #1 employer in America, and something like 30% of all their employees get SNAP benefits, which they then use to feed into Walmart's bottom line, right? So Walmart is not paying a wage that most people can live on. Not saying they should. I'm not one of these people that believes in minimum wages. I'm not one of these people that believes that. I know a lot of people do. I believe that it's in a business's best interest to pay their people a living wage. It is in a business's best interest to make sure that their guys or their gals aren't coming into work stressed about making money, right? It's in our interest to make sure that our people are gaining the skills and the knowledge that they need to help the business make more money so we can then pay them more money. Companies like Walmart don't do that. And this is big business in general doesn't do it. They just run people in and out. This is why they're so successful is they've got these business models that inevitably make everyone into a number. And Walmart's the worst, right? And the Walmart family, I keep wanting to say the Altmans. It's not the Altmans. That's that stupid Sam Altman guy's always in my brain. That guy has space in my brain. The Waltons, excuse me. The Waltons, they are the wealthiest family in America, right? So again, they've been doing this for 60 years at this point, just sucking off the poor, sucking off the taxpayer, and they've been getting rich. And again, I think whatever the woman in the Walton family is, like she's one of the largest art collectors in America, so the largest art collection in America, like it's fucking disgusting. Like, and again, you do what you want with your money, but don't make your money off the backs of the poor and off the taxpayers who then have to pay for the poor. It's really disgusting. So Titan Brew, man, I get it, man. Titan Brew was one of these guys who, he had an asphalt company, and I'm another great business guy. I told you guys before, I'm starting a membership group. It's going to be like $10 a month, something like that. And we're just going to talk business. We're going to show people how to grow their business, how to deal with marketing, how to find employees, you want to learn how to make furniture, you want to deal with paint, you want to deal with plumbing. We get a couple of these other business owners in this group. We can then talk about their businesses, and we can show people how to do something, how to take the skills that you've learned in life and turn that into a business, how to find a job, right, where you can learn some shit, right? I tell you guys all the time, like the only reason I was able to do what it was that I was able to do was because I started out young learning how to make furniture. And then not only did I work 60 hours a week making furniture most weeks, I then came home and worked 20 hours a week trying to start my own business, making my own shit. So whatever, it takes 60 to 80 hours a week making furniture my entire life. It got me to be really good at it, to be really efficient, and I learned a bunch of shit because I moved all over the country and figured out different ways to do this business and to make money in this business. I was able to start a company. I found the right woman. She was doing the sales side. She already had something going on. I helped her grow this thing, and now we got a real company, So I think we can teach more people this stuff. If anyone's interested in that kind of a thing, hit me up at the Modern Woodrunner. Hit me up on Instagram, on Facebook, at the Resplendent Crow, whatever. And I'd love to help people about it. But it is something I'm going to talk about a little bit more because I think anybody can start a small business. Anybody can make money in this country, but you got to work hard, but you got to find the right kind of things to do. You can't just do what you want to do. When someone says, oh God, just go to college and do whatever you want, that is the worst advice you could possibly have today. Like, you need to go find something that makes money that not a lot of people want to do, that is also in high demand. And there's lots of work out there like that, you know. So guys, I can't, who's this, Barney Bell subscribe. Barney Bell, I really appreciate it. Again, I can't go through all the comments, guys. Again, when you're in the stream in the future, like, do the, hit the like button, add a discussion, do the super chats, do the, you know, the gifts, and again, you get your comments read right away. That's just unfortunately how it works. We just can't keep up. So again, I appreciate everyone being here. You guys have a fantastic day, and we'll give Warkey and AJ Mead the last comments. So since I own the company, I should pay myself and all the profits instead of reinvesting in the business. I said 80K a month is what I pay myself, not what the business makes. Fantastic. AJ Mead, 78, and geez, if you're paid out more money than you even make, I can't imagine how you pay for materials, license, gas rent, etc. Well, again, clearly the guy's making some money, you know. So again, War WK, come back in the chat again tomorrow. We try to do a talk at least once a day about some kind of a current event. Maybe we can talk more about the plumbing business. I think it'd be great. No, I love talking about business. Titan Brew, again, had an asphalt business. I got a furniture business, and happy to help people. So anyway, you guys have a great day. We'll talk to you later.